Ryan. Thank you for coming in here. I figured Monday would be a good day to do a lunchtime stream. Can't tell if my audio levels look okay. I think. We're gonna hope so. Yeah, okay, sweet. Hey Bowman. How are you today? It's good to see you in here. Thank you for stopping by. I think we're gonna continue with some Pentiment today. When last we left off, I was helping a nun get her books back. And I know that this is eventually going to become a mystery, but I don't know what kind of mystery yet, so that's fun. Hang on a second. Why are my labels acting so weird? Adjusting to new glasses. First time with progressives. Oh boy, I hope that that goes well and that gives you minimal headaches and any other issues. Wait a second. Was it here? Where's my... Yeah, there we go. Clara kindly gave me some food for dinner. I should see if Otto and Endris are around. Otto is working below the abbey between the guest house and the abbot's house. All right. Speak with Brother Matthew, get an advance from the Abbey. Father Journeau might be receptive to a negotiation for funds. Yeah, these are just all of the people that I've met. And all of the various glossary things we've read. Okay, cool. Let us... I want to see what this guy was throwing over here. I wonder what Prior Ferrig was doing with this book. From the library of the University of Five Churches, the Hungarians call it Hex. That's where Ferenc is from. Doctor of Theology, Georg of Gran. A friend of his, or did Ferenc steal this? A text on astronomy. It looks like I'm not familiar with it. Bastard script, Burgundian? Flemish, not from here and not recently. That's definitely Ferenc's handwriting between the lines and in the margins. Is he notating the text for his personal use? In any case, it's a thorough commentary. What the heck? What's this? It looks scribbled, not like Ferenc to be so sloppy, and he didn't even blot the ink dry. Libra, Capricorn, Aries, all astrological symbols. What's written below? Maybe I should have learned Greek at some point. I can't make any sense of this. I suppose I'll figure it out in due time, but I'll copy this all down to reference later. Alrighty then. I kind of want to see if there's any further snooping I can do. I suppose not. So that's towards the scriptorium. The prior's house. I think I needed to talk to him. What's this? What is this? A volvel? I've seen these before, in astronomy and medical tracts. What's this one for? 2 wheels. The top wheel has Greek letters and holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath. And the outer edge of the lower wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. Hmm. 24 holes, enough to cover all letters in the Greek and Latin alphabets. Let's go with that. Ah, a quarter turn of the upper disc aligns a different elemental symbol with the top of the lower disc. And that reveals a different set of letters underneath. This must relate to the Greek letters I found in Fering's book. I need to compare them. But these symbols aren't the same. The elements don't appear in the cipher, and the astrological symbols aren't on the Volvel. There has to be some connection between them that I'm missing. If I could find some way into the library, I'm sure there's a book I could use to figure this out. Sister Illuminata is in there most of the day. Perhaps I can find a way in after dark. And if all else fails, perhaps I could ask Werner Stolz. He lives off of the North Commons. I have a sense he doesn't like me much, but I'll find a way to get the information out of him. Yeah, Ryan, it's funny that you mentioned that because Greek was one of those languages that, like, I had the option to take it in undergrad, and I didn't, but part of me is like, okay, I kind of wish that I had, you know? Just to have had the experience. My roommate did, though, so I would help her study. All of the Greek that I know is from helping her study. And it's ancient Greek, like the classics department at my school. So when I went to college, I did a dual degree in English and classical studies. But I focused mostly on Latin. So I wanted to be a Latinist in poetry. Turned out pretty cool for me because it meant that I had one of my languages for graduate school already, but never did learn Greek. Maybe someday I'll go back and study it and learn it. That would be really fun. Let me snoop around his house. There's nothing else to see in here. Alright, well. Cemetery, church. Let's check out the church. Let's see what's going on in there. Sacristy. What is this? Monstrous, chalice, paten, saborum, and purificator. Almost everything you need for Mass other than the host. I know what all these are for, because I had to go through altar server training. Probably where the funds of the abbey are stored. The sacristy is also the treasury. The armories hold all of the vestments that Father Journeau and Brother Mathieu use during Mass. Alright, well, if there's one thing that adventure games have taught me, it's that if there's a locked door somewhere... Ooh, tower, crypt, monastery, loquarium. Okay, so the church is kind of a shortcut, but I want to check out the crypt. That sounds cool. These tomb markers go back centuries, all the way to the founding of the abbey. That's really cool. Abbot Dietrich, from the height of Cursau's power in the 14th century. Those days have long passed. What's this? A lovely relief of the Virgin and Child. Shame it's hidden down here. I wonder why the key. That's not usually something that's on... Aha, that was it! Now what? Oh my god. I fucking found it. Huh, a secret entrance to the library. I'll have to remember this. Heck yes. I have gotten a chance to look through some... I'll get Simbaroom. I'll eventually be able to pronounce that correctly. Yes, I haven't finished reading through the book, but I am going through it, and I really like it so far. I've mostly gone through character creation type things. Foundations of the abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land, not long after the death of Christ. Okay, let's go to the church. Let's try going to the tower next. I guess I don't get to ring the bells. Maybe one day I can do that. Cloister. Can I go in there? The church. The Old Bailey. Oh, wait, we have been in there already. Oh, and I did go to the cemetery. Just kidding. Okay, gonna go back into here. It is a very cool setting. I like it a lot. Okay, let's see. Kitchen and cellar. We haven't been there yet. Refectory. Courtyard and lavatorium and large garden. Okay, let's go to the chapter house. Ooh. A Dance of Death mural. Father Matthias had it painted a few years before his death. It's beautiful. An artistic allegory on the constancy of death. Illustrations often feature people from every station of society to communicate that death inevitably claims everyone, from the peasant to the emperor. That is really neat. Yes, we saw that. Large garden? Have we been here yet? No. Cloister. Okay. Refectory. I wonder what recipes the brothers have for peas. These cucumbers are growing quickly. I'm sure whatever isn't eaten will be pickled, excuse me. Animal pens. Hell yeah, let's go check that out. Pigs. Chickens. Sheeps. Abattoir. That's locked. There's the cellar. Okay. I wonder if there's anything interesting down here. Nope, just food and stuff. Nothing tops Middle-earth for me. Glorantha is a setting that I haven't had too much chance to play around in yet. I'm gonna have to change that, though. We already have been to the cloister. Let's go in here to the refectory. Oh, here they all are. God give you health. Who's this? Lucas. Hello. Piero. God bless you, Andreas. Edox says the same thing. Andreas. I guess we'll talk to Journeau now. God bless you, Father Journeau. I wanted to speak with you on behalf of the Gertners. The Gertners? What about them? They're struggling to cope with the increase on taxes. I'd like to negotiate a better rate on their behalf. You are an artist, Andreas, not a banker. The financial agreements between the Abbey and the Gertners are none of your business. I ask from a spirit of Christian charity, Father. Surely you can take pity on them this once. I cannot change the tax, Andreas. Kirsal relies on such taxes to feed and house the brothers. However, Prior Ferenc tells me you are near completion of your latest illumination. I will grant you an early payment this once, so that the Gertners may furnish the Abbey with what they owe. Will you agree to this arrangement, Master Mahler? I suppose. Then please go speak with Brother Matthew to collect your wages. I will, thank you, Father. God bless you, Andreas. Okay, Journo agreed. Bering says, God bless you, Andreas. Volkbert. This is good day, Andreas. Voislav. God bless you, Andreas. Yes, yes, of all these things. When the brothers eat their meals, this is where the lector reads to them. Rudiger. Who's this? Matthew. Andreas, have you seen Brother Rudiger? No, why? He's literally right next to you, dude. Because he was not at Lodz, and no one has seen him since then. Why do you think I would have seen him? I don't, but I believe you are responsible for this. What? What? Glorantha's quite different based on the rule set. 13th Age Glorantha, I think, is probably what I'd try to play, because I really do like the 13th Age system. Oh, that'll be neat. Yeah, running any kind of campaign set in the Mythic Age of your setting is always going to be a good time. What are you talking about? Yes, what are you talking about? I think after you terrified him in the library, he decided it was safer to run. Well, what do you want me to do about it? Feel a bit of responsibility for what you have done. That's not gonna happen. Seek God, Andreas. I just want to seek this money that I need, okay? Florian. Guy. Guy. Whatever. Okay. Alright, so we've been to all of these places. I don't think we've been to the Monastery, Loquarium, or the Infirmary yet, so let's check those out. St. Luke, the patron of artists, is also the patron of healers. Most of these medicines were made by Agnes Steinarn with some help from Sister Gertrude. I don't think I've met either of those people yet. Oh, there we go. Cloister. Church. Okay, I guess that's that. Why don't we go back outside? I don't think I've been in here yet, have I? I have not. A reliquary containing the hand of St. Moritz, which is said to have once held the Holy Lance. What is the Holy Lance? Also called the Spear of Destiny, or the Lance of Longinus, it is the lance that pierced Jesus' side on the cross. The Spear of Destiny is such a badass name for something. I'm gonna put that in an RPG. Brother Matthew maintains the shrine along with some of the sisters who paint badges for pilgrims. Doesn't seem like a lot of people are coming on pilgrimages here right now. You know, just as an observation. Can I go into the convent garden? I can! Oh, cool. God bless you, Master Mahler. How goes your work in the scriptorium? It could be better. Would it make you happier if I told you Agnes Steinauer received some saffron yesterday? Really? Where'd you hear that? Oh, that would be very exciting, because he would use that to make yellow pigment, and also that's very expensive, so it's the good stuff. Sister Matilda saw her at the Albans. Maybe you can convince Prior Ferenc to get some for your yellows. Good to know. How's Mousefangr? She's around here somewhere, hopefully getting to the baby rabbits before Sister Matilda does. Until later, Sister Gertrude. Bless you, Andreas. Maybe I'll see you by the shrine of Saint Satya one of these days. One of Tassing's patron saints. Satya was a local pagan who converted to Christianity and miraculously aided St. Moritz's soldiers with food in the dead of winter. She was martyred for her actions. How dare she feed people? What a terrible person. God bless you, Master Mahler. Sister Matilda, how are you doing? Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's necessary to perform our work. I don't think I've met... Nope, definitely haven't met her yet. Ah, forgive me. Sorry to bother you. Thank you, Master Mahler. That'll be interesting. Margareta. God bless you, Brother Piero? No, wait, it's Master Mahler. She must be really old. I thought... Oh, never mind. I thought you couldn't see, Sister Margareta. During the day, I can see some colors. How did you know it was me? You and Brother Piero both smell of the pigments you use. But you're taller, and you have another smell to you, like fish or burned almonds. Linseed oil, or I'm also much more handsome. Well, I wouldn't know. God has saved me from the temptations of beautiful men. You'll just have to trust me then. Not a chance. Have a good day, Sister Margareta. God bless you, Master Mahler. Amazing. Sisters certainly keep their garden well tended. Pet Mousefangr, of course. If there's an option for me to pet a cat, I'm always gonna do it. Oh, looky. I'm getting little chin scratchies. That's literally the only thing I care about now in this. Sister Gertrude dries and stores all of her herbs here. Who's this? Sophie. God bless you, Master Mahler. How are things going in the nun's kitchen? I mean no offense, Master Mahler, but I cannot speak with men. Ah, my apologies. God bless you. And you as well, sister. Well, this is annoying. I want to talk to these people. Ah, the many-petaled cinquefoil. It grows so easily, some consider it a weed. I'm gonna get some kind of, like, puzzle, right? Where I have to figure out language of flowers or flower symbolism, I think. Oop. No, I didn't want to talk to you. I wanted to look at this. Tassing is lucky to have so much woundwort naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. A painting of Hildegard of Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favorite. Yeah, we like her. Benedictine abbess, visionary, mystic, and prolific writer on a variety of subjects from theology to musical composition to medicine. Heavy on the mysticism. What's this? The doors into the convent are locked to outsiders, men at least. Makes sense, although the presence of a locked door means at some point I'm gonna have to go in there. Ah, feverfew, it always smells so fresh. That and its juices are especially good for hangovers, which I know because of my libertinism. Aha. This must be Mother Cecilia. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? I noticed that you took the sisters inside when I walked up with the Baron. What concern is it of yours? It just seemed unusual. The Baron arrived to see the abbot in the scriptorium. It isn't appropriate for the sisters to interact with men. I'll say the sisters interact with me, as they need to, at my discretion. The Baron is an important visitor and the patron of the abbey, but there is no need for him to speak with the sisters, or me. I see. That makes sense. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. Until later. Until then. Okay, something's going on there. I'm not sure what it is yet. This door must lead into the rest of the convent, not for me. Okay. So we checked out everything up here already. So let's go back to the lower abbey. Go away, Andreas. Can't you see I'm busy? Not really. What are you doing? Mind your own business. I'm gonna say, you're a scoundrel, always up to no good. I'm keeping my eye on you. This is the kid that, if you weren't here in the previous stream, was, like, not helping his cousin herd her sheep properly. Eat shit, he says. I'm done talking. Fine. Be that way. Are there any guests staying in the guest house? Oh, hey. Oh, Miklaus is the Baron's, like, hostler servant guy. Endris. I don't think I've met... Have I met him? Is he the blacksmith? I don't remember. Good day, Master Mahler. Oh, Andreas, good to see you. I trust Clara gave you my message. Afternoon, Endris, Otto. Clara did give me your message. Sorry I missed you this morning. I was still asleep when you came by. Ah, the abbot really lets you get away with anything, doesn't he? Leave him be, Otto. I'm hungry. Let's pray. Bless us, oh, he's gonna say Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. 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 How did the morning treat you? Not too bad, thanks. I hurt my damned hands splitting timber to replace a bad beam in the abbot's house. Select food item to eat. Almonds, rye bread, or sheep's milk cheese. I'm gonna eat the bread. It's not that bad of an injury. It just galls me that the abbot bleeds us dry, and we're expected to do work here when it suits him. I'm eating them almonds. Oh, it's not all that bad. I get a lot of good work from the abbey. Casting pilgrim's badges isn't really smithing, but I don't mind. Now we'll eat the cheese. Anyway, I saw you walking with that Baron, Rothvogel, in the meadow on your way up here. What's that all about? He's here to check on a commission. I understand he was friendly with Father Matthias. He was, though Father Matthias had some misgivings about the Baron. What kind of misgivings? I want to know. That he fools around with young women. He's married, of course. Otto, that's only gossip, and it isn't Christian to spread rumors like that. It may not be Christian, but it sure is interesting. You can't deny. It's not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back. Old AnnaG. May he rest in peace. Did I meet that guy? Oh, right, they talked about him. Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But if he did that, yes, it speaks poorly of his character. We had a long conversation on our way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. What did you talk about then? I mean, no offense, but what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? Martin Luther, my time at university, a variety of other things. He's quite well educated. Sure. I imagine you have a lot of time to read when you don't have to worry where your next meal is going to come from. This bitterness and envy are not good for our Christian souls, Otto. It's not envy, Endris. No one should get away with what he does, what this abbey does. No offense to you, Andreas. I don't have any problem with the books the abbey makes. I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are paying the abbey to make them, it doesn't bother me. Say, I know I understand. I think you're being unfair. Yeah, the church is supposed to be our shepherd. When they act as our lords, it's hard to see how they're helping us. Oh, Otto, did you see that the Bowers sheep escaped the grazing fields again? No, but I'm not surprised. Martin was supposed to fix that fence, and he probably did a bad job at it. Yeah, Martin is a no-good wastrel. He's always in a foul mood, and he could be the laziest soul in Tassing. He can't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father at such a young age, and he barely lifts a finger for his wife or child. Wait, he's married? On top of that, he's a damned thief, and before you say it, Endris, that's more than just gossip. Look at him, over by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he can steal with the least amount of effort. Gonna say, he's a born shirker, sure enough. I know one when I see one. Especially when you look in a mirror. Speaking of the Bowers sheep, their ewes are shorn, and the women will be spinning it soon. Otto. I got it, Endris. No need to tease. What God wants to happen will happen. Looks like a storm's coming. We should probably get back to it. Right. I'll catch up in a moment, Endris. Oh, Andreas, say hello to Ava for me if you get a chance. Isn't that the lady that... I think she lives in the house I was staying at. The Gertners. Ava, huh? Well chosen, Otto. Andreas, don't. Just tell her hello for me and keep out of it. You're the one involving me in your courtship. I didn't ask to be your messenger. Fine, fine, I'll tell her. A few more pages, afternoon work. Time to get back to work. Alright. Back to the scriptorium we go. Oh. What's going on here? God bless you, Andreas. Hello, Brother Matthew. What are you doing out here? I thought you were aware that in addition to my role as Kirsau's sacrist, I tend to the shrine of St. Moritz. He is the patron of Tassing and Kirsau both, so it is my duty to ensure his reliquary is well cared for. The shrine is always beautifully kept. Whenever I visit, I always leave inspired. The martyrdom of St. Moritz provides inspiration to us all. Ooh. You are familiar with the life of St. Moritz, are you not? I am. Oh, but I can say, unfortunately, I did not learn about all of the minor saints in university. Though he may not be well known in the church, St. Moritz is both Tassing and Kirsau's patron saint. You ought to learn something about him while you're here. By all means. St. Moritz is most widely known for his martyrdom at the hands of the Romans. He protected a town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn, he and his legion were decimated. I'm gonna be pedantic. I was about to say this, too. Do you mean annihilated? Because technically decimation means 1 of every 10. It does. From decimus. Or decimus. Anyway, you said his legion. Wouldn't that mean he was a Roman soldier? Yes, he was a Roman citizen and led a legion made up entirely of Christians into Bavaria. When he refused to kill the Christians, even though they were traitors to Rome, the emperor had his legion massacred. Ooh. Most of the pilgrims who visit come knowing only this, if anything, about his life. However, Tassing venerates St. Moritz because he was the one to convert the town and save it from destruction. Yes, I've been hearing about some of the pagan history in town. There are some in Tassig who still cling to the pagan traditions. Yes, God save them. St. Moritz and his legion were snowed into this pass, and the pagan townsfolk refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Satya, was moved in spirit and snuck from the town to convert. She led Moritz to a spring, and as soon as she was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruits. Magic! Moritz and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts. The town was converted, and the rebels fled into the mountains. Wait, what happened to Satya, though? She, too, was martyred for her faith by the rebels inhabiting the town. That sucks. Now her shrine protects Tassing from harm. It's too bad that it couldn't protect her from harm. Just saying. What an astonishing story. Thank you for the history lesson, Brother Matthew. I mean, I think I'm going to say, because that was my reaction. I see the mysteries of our saints have overwhelmed your intellect. Many are affected, so. God bless you. All right. Oh, one more thing. I have a favor to ask you. Yes, Andreas? Father Journeau has agreed to give me my wages early. I'm here to collect them. Ah, I see. That is quite unusual of him. He made an exception. Very well, but if I go to Father Journeau again and he denies this, I expect full repayment. Not a pfennig missing. Common low-value silver coins. Of course. I promise nothing is amiss. We'll see. Here you are. I shall note this with Father Journeau and Brother Ferrick. Thank you, Brother Matthew. God bless you, Andreas. Very well, very well. All right, now that I've got my payment, I can give Clara the rent early. I'll give it to her directly to make sure she receives it. I want to go towards the... Ooh, Rudiger, who's this? God bless you, Andreas. Has your voice yet recovered from Easter Mass, Rudiger? Oh yes, it was a bit of a strain, but a worthy sacrifice. Well, if the Lord could give us his all on Easter... Exactly. Have a good day in the scriptorium. Have a good day singing. Aww. Draw, draw, draw. Paint, paint, paint. Brother Egoth, this work. I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're working like you want to see this place closed. Brother Prior, I am working to the best of my abilities, and I dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talent, praise be to God. And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable. Many apologies, Brother Prior. I will work harder. Jeez. Why is this guy such a jerkwad? Piero, I can't believe this. Baron Rothvogel has come to check on his progress, and this is all you have? You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupted by age that you didn't notice the seasons have changed? Well, you're not the one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Typical. I'm gonna say, God, shut up, Ferenc. Stop taking out your frustrations on an old man. You impudent knave! How dare you speak to me like that? I am the master of this scriptorium. It is my place to run the scriptorium as I see fit. I agree, Brother Prior. Brother Piero's work is unacceptably slow. You are insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh God, give me the patience to endure this. Please, everyone, this is my work, and I will accept responsibility for it. Brother Ferenc is right. Oh, here comes the Baron and the Abbot. Prior Ferenc, is this mine? It must be, yes. It is, my lord. I can No, I don't want excuses. I've come all this way, and I have to be honest, I expected more. It's nowhere near finished, and the style is, well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity toward Kirsau is being taken advantage of. Am I the fool in this sad story? No, of course not, my lord, never. We can fix this, of course. Of course. We only want to accommodate you. Ah, Andreas. Good to see you again. I say, my lord. Father Junot, why not have Andreas complete the rest of the illustrations? He's clearly capable. Well, my lord, why not have Brother Guy complete it, if speed is your concern? No, I'm not talking about the script, that's fine. But the art, the illustrations. I want Andreas to do the others. Of course. I mean, if Andreas is all right with it. I'll say, if it takes the pressure off Brother Piero, I'll be delighted to complete the work. There we have it. I hope this allays your concerns, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, am I still welcome at your table for supper? Naturally, my lord. Wonderful. I'd like Andreas to join us. My lord, I've already made supper plans with the Drucker family in town. Nonsense. You can eat with them any day. I'm only here for the evening. Well, Father? Well, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt that my good friend, the Prince Bishop, would deny additional guests at his table. Geez, way to throw your weight around, man. What do you think? I understand. Yes, you're right, of course. Andreas may join us for supper. I look forward to it. Well, all right then. You had this planned. You must have put your hook in the Baron this morning when you ambushed him in town. Literally just met. Go to hell, Ferenc. Brother Prior, Andreas is not to blame for any of this. I am. Yes, you are, and you've embarrassed me, the Abbot, and the Abbey. Prior Ferenc is right, of course. No wonder we don't get more commissions. Guy, can you stop flattering the Prior for 1 minute? I'm gonna say you're so insincere and you're so obvious about it, Guy. Brothers! Uh-oh, Sister Illuminata's mad at me now. If you please, Sister Dana and I would prefer it if you could keep the noise down. It sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in here. Of course. Get back to work, everyone. Well, that was not wonderful, but there's nothing to be done about it now. I'll finish my work here and wash up in the lavatorium for supper at the Abbot's table. Alright. My goodness. Wait, courtyard and lavatorium. Yes. Oh. Andreas, I'm so glad you'll be joining us for supper. Though the circumstances are unusual, to be sure. I won't be able to speak with you. None of the brothers will, but it will be good to have you with us. That's a shame. I always enjoy our talks. Now, the same doesn't apply to you at the abbot's table. You can talk all you like. Though I wouldn't recommend it. Father Abbot does not look kindly on idle chatter. I hope I don't make a fool of myself. These men are far above my station. Anyway, I'm sorry for how the prior treated you. It's not fair. It's humiliating. Oh, no, my son. There's no need to worry about me or my pride. And we all need a taste of humility from time to time to keep our feet on this earth. No, Andreas, you are my pride. I cannot claim to have taught you much, but I am proud to have known you and your work. Aww. My heart. Also, hi Rex, welcome on in. How are you today? We're just doing some more medieval mysteries, mostly snooping, getting in trouble, fraternizing with the rich and powerful. And when you leave all of us at Kirsau Abbey behind, you can call upon your friend Lorenz, the Baron Rothvogel, to help you in your career. He's wrong, you know. Ferenc is wrong about you being slow. Don't trouble yourself over it. Time passes for us all, things change. The future will write over the present. You need not fear it, any of it, so long as you remain true to yourself and God. Now I must hurry to the refectory to join my brothers. I will see you inside. Oh, all right. Large garden, monastery, aquarium, infirmary. Where is the refectory? I don't remember. Ooh, right here. Andreas, glad you could join us. Thank you, my lord. Father Journeau, Father Thomas, Friar Ferenc. Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." So yeah, none of the monks would be allowed to talk right now, because while they were eating, somebody would like read out loud to them from the Bible, which is, I guess, what Matthew is doing right now. Oh, the Gospel of Matthew. Wonderful. Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it." Have you read Matthew much, Andreas? Yes, I studied it extensively while I was in university, while I was pursuing my theology doctorate. I mean, he would have, so we're going with that. Ahem. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Like the secret door to the library, perhaps? So, Rex, while you were, before you got here, we opened a secret door that leads to the library, which we need to go do some snooping and spying. I'm also opening up some fizzy water to stay hydrated. But it was literally by poking around on a key on a tombstone. And I think that potentially they're trying to nudge you that way if you haven't been nudged already. Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That reminds me, Father Journeau, have you read anything by Martin Luther? Ooh, this should be fun. Taking a break at work, eating snacks, and thankfully not having the Bible read to me. I know. That would be a bit much. This always reminds me of our plans to make the Awana drag show. Which I still might. Just saying, like, that would take a lot to pull off, but it would be really fun to do a drag show deconstructing. Deconstructing Christianity and gender at the same time. I can't say that I... He has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. Awkward silence. My lord, is the meal to your liking? I believe I remember you enjoying our quail on your last visit. The quail? My God, Father Abbot, the quail's fine, but don't you think Luther's ideas are worth discussing? He's talking about the future of the church, shaking things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. Father Thomas, you see value in his ideas, do you not? My lord, I mean no offense, but I do not. Brother Matthew, yes? How appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attack on the church's sale of indulgences? Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation. Fine, fine. What about Andreas? What about me? Certainly a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thoughts on his work. I mean, I'm gonna say my theology degree. Yes, I have some thoughts. There's a great deal of theological merit to Luther's work. Ah, a debate. Excellent. Why not start with the 95 Theses? Okay, I am glad they explained this. Yes. I don't know if the game explained the whole, thing with the church selling indulgences, but the TLDR on that is that at this time period, the Catholic Church would sell these things called indulgences for real money. Think of them as very early NFTs, except instead of giving you a weird profile picture of an ape for no good reason, the idea behind it was that you would pay real money in the real world to decrease any time spent in purgatory, which is like where you go in between heaven and hell. And purgatory is like the shitty waiting room. So you gotta buy church NFTs to get yourself out of the waiting room at Jiffy Lube faster. And the church got really rich off of selling these, so this was one of the main things that Luther opposed and many other critics of the church at this time opposed, because the church was getting really, really rich off of this, and it, enabled massive amounts of corruption. Instead of scripture badges, you get best eyeline. Exactly. You still get badges just for cool stuff. Enough! Andreas, you should know better. He got so mad he misspelled the word no. Lord Rothvogel, you are our guest and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. You will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas, Matthew, or with any other brother. Is that clear? I suppose, Father, it is your abbey, but you're taking too much offense at this, and you're far too afraid of change. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, reform is coming to the church. You had better accept it. What? Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change to the Holy Church on their whim. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous, outrageous. How dare you? I see. I have overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I have ruined everyone's supper. My apologies. In spite of this unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of Historia Tassiae. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. What past must we come to terms with, I must wonder? Well, no need to overstay my welcome. Fathers, brothers, Andreas, good night. Why, Andreas? Why did you engage her? I expect better of you. Now then, I must ask you to leave so I can speak to the brothers in chapter privately. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. Okay, I mean, Jesus. I will take my leave as well. Good night. Don't worry about Father Journeau and the Baron. I'm sure it will all be fine by morning. I hope Father Abbot can see that the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time to express himself. So I was wondering about this because I think part of the reason that Piero is like slow suddenly at his manuscript is if you look at his right hand, he's also the only monk in the scriptorium that's left-handed, but when he writes, he doesn't like write very confidently left-handed. So I think maybe he had some kind of an injury, or maybe he had like a stroke or something, and he couldn't use his hand anymore. His like dominant hand, I mean. So like, you know, this, they might not explicitly say this in the game, but that's like a really shitty way to treat someone after them becoming, you know, old. That seems unlikely. It may be so, but we must never lose hope. In any case, I do hope the Baron respects the Abbot's wishes for the rest of his stay, for everyone's sake. Brother Piero, what do you think of Martin Luther's ideas? Oh, it's about to get juicy. Ha! That is for younger and wiser men than me to decide. I am just a monk, thank God. Good night, my son. Sleepy time. I should get some sleep. Well, guess I'm going back to the town. Maybe. There's a lamp still burning in the guest house. Lorenz must still be awake. I wonder how he's doing. And what was he thinking? He's a baron, but he couldn't have expected that to go well. The storm doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. I should get back to the Gertners. Well, can I, like, talk in the guest? No, phooey, I can't. Alright, well, guess I'm going back to the village. Huh? Yeah. Are you all right, Master Mahler? I believe that I may have just seen the physical manifestation of a spirit. The ghost? Yes? It could be a Roman, maybe even an old pagan. Wouldn't be the first time people have seen ghosts around these parts. Interesting. Well, I think I found Johann's last lost sheep. I'm going to head home. Take care, Master Mahler. I will, thank you, Till. Interesting. I wonder if when we eventually go there... What's this? Figures in this shrine to St. Christopher are quite nice. Patron of travelers. Irises, beautiful. The forest. Snowdrops, one of the only flowers that can bloom this early in spring at this altitude. Mill. A shrine to St. Moritz. The statue looks ancient. Columbine. Looks like it's coming in early. There is absolutely going to be some puzzle. Ah, no! Who's Amelie? Pale horse, still on the floor. Hello? Are you all right in there? Matins, the pale horse. Death. Monastic hour corresponding to 2 a.m. Sister, listen to my voice. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yes. Yes, Father, I hear you. Am I here? Is this now? Yes, you are with us, and this is now. I apologize, Andreas. I imagine that must have been quite alarming. Is she alright? Or that sounded like she was having an ecstatic vision. Your knowledge surprises me, Andreas, though the Baron did say you were an educated man. But yes, Sister Amelie is a mystic, gifted with visions, when God sees fit to give her one. Some are more frightening than others. What is she doing in there? Does she live in the church? Seriously, though, like, what is she doing in there? She lives there, yes. I'm a little surprised you haven't noticed her before. Yeah, me too, since I literally spent, like, half an hour here. If you came to Mass more often, you would see that I give her communion through a window to her cell. Oh, is she an anchoress? She is, yes. Devoted to God and closed in the cells next to the church. She is dead to the world, but continues a life of prayer and religious contemplation. Ugh. And sometimes, ever so rarely, she receives great and terrible visions. Is she local to Tassing, or was she a nun at Kirsau? Neither. She came here from a Benedictine abbey in Lower Bavaria after it burned down. Oh, really? Perhaps under mysterious circumstances? I am her confessor and caretaker. Many anchoresses are not literate. I write down her visions to help interpret them. I thought all of the monks and nuns at Kirsau could read, even poor brother Volkbert. Wait, why is he poor that he can't read? I guess I'll have to find that out later, huh? Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. Interesting. So her like black letter font turned to the commoner font once Andreas learned she was not educated and could not read and write. Of course, sister. She seems unhappy. She is not unhappy, but she is in pain, both physical and spiritual. Her spiritual pain comes from her revelations. They come and go. I try to address them as best I can. The physical pain comes from a deformity in her spine and aching in her joints. Oh God, to be a disabled person in the Middle Ages. Yikes. I know of no cure for that, save prayer to the Almighty. Fortunately, I know of a painkiller flower that grows near here. Sister Amelie was saying she had a vision of death. Could someone be in danger? Yeah, like arthritis without ibuprofen, or like scoliosis without any kind of treatment. Oh no, don't rush to judgment. Her visions are divine and powerful, but they could have many meanings. Some of her revelations take years to comprehend. Some may never be understood at all as God wills it. That's another thing, is that, like, however it is that you want to describe it, sometimes I think to myself, like, some of the people that were having ecstatic visions throughout history, it's very similar to, like, my own experience of, say, psychosis, where it's like, I don't know, it's really hard to describe, but, like, reading the way that it worked in the Middle Ages for people and how they interpreted it as, like, a religious vision sounds remarkably similar. Still, the argument at dinner was quite troubling. Perhaps it has cast a shadow over our thoughts. Now then, the good sister appears to have fallen back to sleep. I must prepare for bed myself. Good night, Andreas. Good night, Father. Well, I guess I have to go to Mass on Sunday so I can talk to Sister Amelie. Mill. Franz Bauer and Widow Kemperin. The Druckers. I want to go back to the Gertner's house. Zimmerman house. Gertner farm. We'll explore more tomorrow. Oh, who's this? Oh, isn't this like old Peter? Yeah, exactly. It's interesting how the church's opinion of things change. Things that are visions from God could easily become of the devil or pagan or witchcraft, depending on the era and sect of Christianity. Oh, for sure. Oh, look, they're all sleeping. Well, I guess I'm lucky I get my own bed. That would be pretty rare. It's getting late. I should get some rest. Go to sleep. I like his little nightcap. I want one. Maybe I should make myself a little nightcap. Time to get back to work. I'm not tired. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to hit go to bed. It's all right, Ursula. Aw, good morning. Do you need any help with Ursula? No, a little crying won't hurt her. Besides, I think we've gotten almost all the leaks now. Ursula is my first child, and she's been a handful, but I think I have the hang of it now. Big Jörg has been a godsend. He helped Christina with Ava when she was a baby. Wait, how so, I wonder? I never took you for a family man, Andreas. Aw, I'm gonna say I have 2 older brothers, both married. So there are plenty of nieces and nephews for me to play uncle to. I appreciate the offer. You'll make a fine husband someday, Andreas. Ugh, when will this storm let up? It's been going all morning. Peter and Jörg are outside trying to deal with the flooding as best they can. Oh my, is the farm in danger? There's always a danger with this much rain, but we've lived through worse. Whatever happens, it will be as God wills it. We must have faith in Providence and endure what is to come. Oh, I have some food for you. I have to give you some news, actually. Here. Sorry I couldn't prepare anything more. Thank you. Otto wanted me to say hello, by the way. Oh, he did? Good. Thank you. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas. Try to stay dry. Thanks, you too. Good luck. Be good, Ursula. Aw, she's so cute. I love her so much. Andreas? Oh, I didn't see that the wall was broken. Is that from the flood? It is. It must have broken in the night. Some of our sheep escaped. We'll have to track them down later. This is the way it always is. Rain falls on the Abbey and rolls downhill to us little people. Well, it's hard to blame the Abbey for that. That's just how rain works. There's a reason we're down here and they're up there, Andreas. Anyway, I have to get back to this. See you later. I guess later we could help them find the sheep. Stormy morning. Well, we'll be fixing that all day long, I guess. Hello, Andreas. Good morning, Andres. So, Otto and Ava, huh? Yes, what about them? Otto has a good eye. I can't fault him that. I guess. She's a good, strong-willed woman. I'm not a gossip, Andreas. Otto practically asked me to be his messenger. I'm only trying to understand how things stand. Did he really? Or did you just assume the part all on your own? You started picking up poor habits during your time in Tassing, Andreas. It can't be the Gertners. Peter is stern. Maybe the monks talk too much? Well, if you ask me, I think Otto's being a bit too slow about it. Oh? He's old enough already not to be smitten like a boy. They both like each other. Seems to me, if you found the right person, you should go for it. It's what I would do. Huh. What stopped? Well, that's, personal. I have an intended Sabine waiting for me in Nuremberg. We're to marry once I've finished my Wanderjahre. I'm not even sure if she is the right one, but it is a necessary step. It's not good for the soul to be alone, Andreas. I do hope to find someone to have at my side as we build a family. God has not given me his blessing. Worry not, it could happen at any moment, Andres. One hopes so. I must get back to work, Andreas. Enough talk. Until later. Aw, he wants to be in love. I already looked at that. Jesus, this is a dramatic storm. Central town. Oh, I guess I do have to go that way. I like that. The game's not just letting me go the same old way. I get to explore new areas. Oh, cool. Pretzel shop. Alban Bakery. Ulrich. God be with you, Andreas. Seems like we have a good spring storm, though I hope it lets up soon. Good morning. It's annoying. I have to walk all the way up to the Abbey in this. Complaining won't do you any good. Best to endure and have faith in God. Okay, sure, but, like, it's okay to complain about being a little bit wet. Ulrich, I paid Gret for last week's pumpernickel. Sorry to make you wait for it. It's no trouble at all. Please say hello to Lucky for me. Lucky's gotta be another... Oh, I definitely thought Lucky would be like a cat. Of course. Now I'm off to home and then to the Pfeiffers. Morning, Agnes. What's going on at the Pfeiffers? Helena has about a month to go before her child is due. Her last one was hard. He didn't make it, God rest his soul. Aww. I just want to give her the best chance she can have. It is in God's hands. Trust in Providence. Always, Ulrich, but I'll do what I can to help. Why make the Lord do all the work? And that's my feeling. I must be off now. Okay, bye. Good day to you both. And Andreas, stay out of the rain. Aw, tell Helena I will pray for her health. She will appreciate that, Andreas. Thank you. Until later. Until later, Agnes. I want to go inside the bakery. I want pretzels. Ulrich. Oh, another kid named Anna. It's me. Hi. Oh my god, she's so cute. She's making bread. Brett. Andreas, such a pleasure to see you, and looking so handsome as always. Back for more of my rye? I'm gonna say, dear Gret, you know I can't stay away from your rye. Andreas. Hee. I was passing by and thought I should say hello. Now I must say goodbye. Aren't you a good man? Well, you're always welcome here, Andreas. And always welcome to my rye. Be well. Until later, Gret. Aw. This little kid is adorable. That guy. What a grump. North Town. A cat for me to pet. Pet schlau. I think I shall. Aww. We're gonna pet every cat in this game, you guys. No, we're not going there yet. I'm gonna go check out the north town. I guess the Steinauers aren't home? Oh, okay. More ruins? I wonder if they're from the old Roman colony. The Stolz house, which is locked. Passing is lucky to have so much woundwort naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg, yes. This I recall. Somebody will be up here eventually. The Druckers live there. What's going on over here? Oh, that's lucky, right. Father, I've said this before, but it isn't good that the water drains here so quickly. It's affecting the foundation. It needs to be looked at. I understand, but if you dig here, you may be disturbing the bodies decomposing in the yard. Ugh. Of course, Father, but they're going to be dug back up again anyway. Yes, but why disturb them unnecessarily? It's your church, Father, but you can't put this off forever. The foundation is going to crack. Hey guys, it's metaphorical! I understand. Perhaps after some of the bones have been moved to the ossuaries. Thank you, Lucky. Ah, good day, Master Mahler. Good day, Father Thomas. Everything all right with the church? Oh yes, Lucky was again reminding me of the danger severe rainfall can pose to the foundation. God looks after his flock, but sometimes the pen requires an earthly hand. It will be taken care of. God be with you, Andreas. And with you, Father Thomas, until later. Well. I can't go in. I guess maybe because it's not Sunday? Glass windows? They must have cost a fortune. A dog for me to pet. Staub. Oh my god. You're the greatest thing ever. And this game developer clearly knew what we want in games, is to be able to pet medieval manuscript dogs. What a curious mill. The wind turns the sails and that powers the grinding stone. Roman ruins or meadow. Obviously we're going to check out the ruins. That's where the ghost was. A child's drawings. I wonder who the artist is. Collapsed. This must have allowed access to the aqueduct. Well, I definitely thought that there was going to be signs of whatever was going on with the ghost. But I guess I was wrong. Oh, hey, it's this guy. Till. Hello there, Master Mahler. Hello, Till. Bumped into any ghosts lately? Heh. No, not since we last spoke. Good. Have you ever seen a nicer view? Don't get sights like this in the cities, I expect. It is hard to believe the Romans built a town all the way out here, and we just let these structures fall apart. Oh yes, the old Roman ruins. Passing is full of them. Quite the marvels they are. I don't pay much mind to the writing on them, as I can't read Latin myself, but you might enjoy giving them a look. If you do, you'll have to tell me if they match the old legends I read about. What? Wait, this guy can read? I guess he does have the calligraphy of being able to read. That's sort of what legends. I'm gonna say I didn't know you could read. Only German, I'm afraid. I never had the skill to learn anything else. Still, Father Matthias was always kind enough to lend me a book now and then. Man, this Father Matthias seems awesome. Why do you have to go and die? I think I read through half of the Abbey's library before Father Journeau became abbot. Yep, there we go. He's got the literate typeface now. Have a good meeting, Bowman. Thank you, and good afternoon to you as well. Thanks for stopping by. Father Journeau is an ass. I'm not surprised he won't let you borrow the Abbey's books. Oh no, it's not that he won't let me borrow books, just not any that he doesn't deem appropriate. He and Father Thomas are stricter than I'd like about the matter, but it can't be helped. Still, the accounts of the Romans in passing are my favorite. That old book talked about how the Roman knight Gaius Metellus defeated the, Raeti, I think it was? Heavy snowfall had him caught in this very valley, barbarians on all sides, when Mars sent a wolf to the night. I mean, I'm guessing this is like, yeah, the Roman god of war. Instead of killing the beast, Gaius followed it to a magical spring with trees covered in all sorts of fruit. Mars provided the wolf in the spring, and Gaius Metellus founded Passing after defeating the barbarians to honor Mars. Well, that certainly conflicts with Brother Matthew's story. That's where all this came from. Yeah, it sounds a lot like the story Brother Matthew told me about St. Moritz, without the Roman gods, of course. I hadn't thought of that. Both were snowed into this valley, weren't they, and saved near a spring. I wonder if it's the same story. Oh, I don't know about all that, Master Mahler. A lot of stories get mixed up over the years. It might be all fable, but I enjoy the story all the same. It's nice to feel you're connected to those who came before you, even if it's only by the land you live on. Wise words, I feel the same. It's been good chatting with you, Master Mahler, but I'd better get back to work. You let me know if you find any particularly good books in that library, all right? I will. Until later, Till. I want to check out this forest before I go up to the Abbey. Another Shrine of St. Satya. Waterfall. Well, we'll check out the shrine first. The carving of St. Satya. It looks quite old. Honestly, she looks a lot like Artemis to me. Let's go check out the waterfall. Oh, there's a guy here. Rotten and full of bugs. No wonder Otto hasn't split it up. Good to see you, Andreas. His name is Ode Otto. The waterfall must flow down from the snowmelt in the mountains above the Abbey. Old salt mine. Ooh. Passig's old salt mine, how the town made money before the Imperial Road opened up. This is surely going to become important at some point. Smokey's home. Yes, please. What the heck? Oh, Master Mahler? Yes? We met once before, I think. You were drawing something by the waterfall. I'm Smokey. Well, Adam, but people call me Smokey. The charcoal burner. Yes, I have to stay out here in the forest, near the kiln. Is there anything I can do for you? No, just being friendly. Oh, of course. Good to see you. Until next time, Master Mahler. Until then. Who's this? Václav. Oh, hello. Hello, you're not a local, are you? No, I'm staying in Tassing only briefly. Is Smokey a friend of yours? No, I mean I didn't know him before coming to Passing, but he's let me stay with him, so yes, I suppose he is. People don't much like Romani. Most folk despise anything that's different. I like staying on the edge of town. I was wondering if this game was going to engage with Romani or, like, Jewish people at all. Because the Holy Roman Empire and, like, this sort of time period is definitely a bedrock of Christian hegemony, even with the Protestant Reformation going on. And Martin Luther, you know, good ideas about church reform, really shitty ideas about the Jews. I don't like that web captioner said slutty ideas, but here we are. I searched to find whatever is different. It's the differences in an artist's style that makes their work unique. Ah, you're the artist staying up at Kearsau. Yes, just visiting Tossing for some time. My name is Andreas Mahler. It's nice to meet you. Most folk in Tossing don't come down here to talk. Right. I'm Václav, a traveling tinker. I travel from place to place, sharpening knives, mending small things that need mending, that sort of thing. What brought you to Tossing, Václav? Well, I actually came to visit Kearsau's library. I had hoped for one of the monks to read them to me, but the abbot wouldn't let me in. Ugh, Father Journeau is a grumpy old man. I think he has half a mind to throw me out of the scriptorium most days. He does seem like an angry man. He threatened to expel me from Tossing entirely. What were you looking for? Well, I explained I was looking for a text about the elements. If they're primordial, as Aristotle says, then God didn't create them. They exist with him since the dawn of time. Václav, that's heresy. I've heard plenty of priests preaching this teaching, Master Mahler. Maybe, but that doesn't make it sound doctrine. Martin Luther's teachings have changed what many consider doctrine. Why not consider other ideas beyond tradition? Is that not how all progress is made? He does have a point. I'll just tell him, be careful, Václav. People have been imprisoned for talking like that. I am well aware, Master Mahler. Nevertheless, I thank you for your concern. Anyway, I should get back to work. Until later, Václav. Well, these guys seem cool. Most of this felling is for the Abbey's renovations and firewood. The town can only gather sticks. Well, how is that meant to be fair, exactly? I mean, I'm sure the spoiler alert is that it isn't meant to be fair, but... Martin? His face. Hey, Martin! I'm gonna fail getting a friendly greeting from Martin because I told him to help his family and he ended the conversation mad at me. Eat shit, Andreas. Ah, chew! Don't sneeze on me, you little shit. I should get to the scriptorium. Journeau will give me an earful if I'm late again. Yeah, I'm going. I'm a getting. What's going on over here? God be with you, Andreas. Is God with us? Look at this rain. The weather is unfortunate, but the Baron's wife, Lady Salomea, will be arriving today. Oh, doesn't she look fancy? My lord intends to depart as soon as she arrives. How long have they been married? 7 years now. She's a fine woman, a true lady. I was hoping to bid farewell to the Baron before he leaves. I'm sure he would appreciate that. He spoke highly of you before he went to bed. He was glad you were willing to debate him at supper, even though he's sure the abbot will hold it against you. The abbot is too conservative. I find it's best to ignore him. Well, I wouldn't want to anger an abbot, but I'm just a servant. Would it be fair to say I found the Baron's favor? I acted honored, expressed fascination at Luther's ideas. I did caution him to be discreet about occultism, which is not in my favor. But I addressed him respectfully, down because I tried to turn down the Baron's supper invitation, and way up because I engaged him in debate. It would. My lord bade me give you a token of his friendship in his absence. He says it's a small thing compared to future commissions, but he hopes that you will wear it with pride. What is it? What an extraordinary pin. Please thank the Baron for me. In fact, I'll wear it right now. Many thanks. As you wish, of course. Where has your master gone, then? He went for a walk early in the morning. He didn't say when he'd be back. I hope he returns soon. The rain is turning everything to mud. My lord might surprise you, Andreas. He never minds getting mud on his boots. Of course, I'm the one who has to clean them. The Baron seems to be quite an unusual man in many ways. Ah, it may be so. I only know him as my lord for these last 7 years. That reminds me. Did you see a short, surly-looking young man in a hat on your way up this morning? Wink. Surely you don't mean me. Haha, no. He was shorter than you by 2 hands at least. Ah, that can only be Martin Bauer. He ran past me in the meadow as I was walking up the hill. He was in quite a hurry. Ah, that would explain my lord's missing rings. What rings are these? 1 gold, 1 silver, a handful of golden, and a book the Baron was planning to give to the Abbey. I'm guessing that's money. Yeah, gold coins. A book? Historia Tassii? Oh no, someone stole the book? I believe so, yes. I went to pack the Baron's things, and they were missing. Why do you think Martin stole the rings? Yesterday I caught the boy with the hat, Martin I suppose, peering in through the windows. I could have admonished him at the time, but, well, he seemed harmless. That's a shame. I hope the Baron won't be too put out. My lord is a man of some means. He won't miss the gold or the rings. I do think he will be upset about the book. He was quite excited for the abbot to see it. In any case, I must finish preparing the horses. It was good talking to you, Andreas. Of course, I hope this rain lets up for you soon. God willing, until next time. Until then. Alright, I gotta go work now. Gotta work in the scriptorium. Hooray. What's this? I'm not sure if that's a bucket or a brazier. Looks pretty brazier-like. Wait a minute, that's not what I wanted. Go back. Refectory, courtyard, garden. Wait a minute, how do I get to the scriptorium? Why is the tower locked? There we go. Oh, this is wonderful. The rest of the abbey is soaked, and there's not a drop of rain in here. Good thing the abbot had Otto replace the roof to the scriptorium and library last month. With the refactory, calefactory next door, a communal warming room in monasteries. Ooh, nice. We can stay warm while everyone else is cold and wet. Instead of bragging about our good fortune, you should think upon your brothers and sisters and pray for their health and safety. The abbot's foresight saved a lot of our work and protected what's in the library. The town hasn't fared as well. I'm sure they'll be fine. More importantly, if they're not, I don't care. Wow! You really just are an asshole. Brother Guy, your heart is harder than the stone of this floor. Huh. We have the grumpy old monk, but where's the nice one? Brother Piero? Haven't you seen him yet today? I did, before Brother Guy arrived. Brother Piero left to speak to the abbot some time ago. What? Why is Matthew ringing the bell? It can't be terse already. I pray it stops soon. Such a cacophony is an assault on my frail ears. It's not stopping. I suppose this means we're being summoned to the chapter house. God, give me the strength to endure the rain. It's 50 feet, old man. You'll live. God, give me the strength to endure this man. It's still not stopping. What's going on? This can't all be because of the storm. I should see what's the matter. That sounded like a scream coming from the cloister. Uh-oh. Dormitory. Here we go. What's going on in here? That's coming from just down the hall, maybe the chapter house. I think those screams are coming from the chapter house. I think something terrible has happened, Master Andreas. What's going on? What's going on? Oh shit, it's the Baron! What's happened? I think it's the Baron. He's been hurt. Please, Father, where is Brother Florian? Have him come quickly. Be silent, brother. Brother Florian, if you please. Jesus. A knife? I'm sorry, Father. There's nothing to be done. He's dead. Ah! Sister Margareta, calm yourself. Sister Gertrude, please take Sister Margareta back to the garden. Yes, Mother Cecilia. God protect us. The Baron was a friend of the Prince Bishop of Weising. Why is he so worried about the Prince Bishop? This abbey is odd in more than one way. Its existence offends some in the church. We are far enough from Rome and Mainz that everyone forgets about us. That this could bring unwanted attention. Okay. Florian, how easily do you think you could dispose of this body? Father Abbot, what are you saying? Why are you questioning me? Why are you wasting precious time? Do you want to see the soldiers of the Prince Bishop march up our steps and fling your brothers and sisters out of our home? Silence. Quiet! Calm yourselves, all of you. Father Abbot, Baron Rothvogel's manservant is already preparing to leave. The The Baron's wife should be here in a matter of hours. This is not the time for rash decisions. Yes, you're right. Forgive me. But then what will we do? We must send the Baron's man to the court of the Prince Bishop in Freising at once. Mother Cecilia, the Baron said the Prince Bishop's archdeacon was in Innsbruck for the Imperial Diet. Even better, swift action will silence any whispers of impropriety on our part. Given the Baron's stature, the Archdeacon will undoubtedly come to investigate immediately. We must cooperate with him fully and pray for a speedy resolution. Yes, good. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. Brother Wojslaw, please detain Brother Piero in the cellar until the Prince Bishop's man arrives. Wait a second. What? What? Brother Piero, why? I'm gonna say that's absurd. He was caught in flagrante delicto, covered in blood, with a knife in his hand. Ay. He did not fucking kill this guy. He just found the body. Father, do you really believe that Brother Piero is capable of such a foul deed? Yes, capable enough when motivated by anger. I had no anger against the Baron, Father Abbot. I simply came across him like this. No anger? Not even for insulting your work and forcing us to give it to Andreas? This is not a subject for debate. When the Prince Bishop's man arrives, we must not be empty-handed. Yeah, I was gonna say, even if Piero wanted to kill the Baron, he's not physically capable of the act. He can barely hold a brush, much less plunge a knife into a man's body. Be quiet, this is not your affair. Excuse me, someone was murdered in my place of work. That makes it very much my affair. Also, hi Alex, welcome on in. Yeah, exactly. It is my affair if you're going to make me part of Brother Piero's supposed motive. I am through debating this with you. My decision stands. Brother Wojslaw will detain Brother Piero in the cellar until I say otherwise. Brother Florian, please escort Andreas out of the abbey. Andreas, do not show your face here again until tomorrow. Do you understand me? I'm gonna say this is ridiculous, but yes. What the fuck? But the Baron was my buddy. We were getting along so well. Andreas, listen to me. I sympathize with you. I don't think Piero did this either, but this isn't the time to push the abbot. I'm sure the other brothers and sisters believe Piero is innocent as well, but the abbot is worried about the Prince Bishop's attention. Yeah, I have to do something. I can't let Piero die for something he didn't do. I appreciate your passion, but if you pursue this indelicately, you could make matters worse. Take a few hours to calm your nerves and your mind. You need to think clearly. Go to the Druckers, eat a good meal, and come back at noons. 3 p.m. We won't have much time, but tap on my window with a small stone and I'll let you in. Let me in for what? To examine the body. Oh boy. Here we go. I should follow Florian's advice and go to the Druckers. New guy. Florian mandated dinner. Hopefully it will clear my head. Okay, well... Oh yeah, Klaus, I remember him. The printing press guy. Good day, Andreas. Back from the Abbey already? It's only noon. Andreas, are you alright? No, something terrible has happened. Oh God, what No, forgive me. Come inside and sit down for a minute. Yes, this has been a difficult day. I could use a distraction. I have just the thing then. I'd like your opinion on my latest project. Oh, another adorable child. And Marie, a new person I haven't met. Good day, Andreas. Should I fix you a plate? I'm always glad to eat your cooking, Marie. Oh my, Klaus, you must invite Andreas over more often so I can hear someone compliment my food. Your cooking is lovely, darling. Bertold. Hello. Hello, Bertold. How are you? Sleepy. Come back to my workshop. I'm going to do a new run of Till Eulenspiegel. There was a printing a few years ago in Strasbourg, but it was awful, almost bereft of illustrations. What do you think of these new ones? Cool. They look wonderful. Excellent work. Thank you. I'll be sure to let Marie know. Are these her woodcuts? They are. The drawings were mine, but she did the block cuts. I've got enough talent to draw the designs, but only she can do the woodcuts and the type. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. Amen, amen. I'm hungry. Heh, amen. Heh heh. Andreas, what were the bells for at the Abbey? They were sounding for a long time. The visiting nobleman, Lorenz Rothvogel, was found murdered in the chapter house. You know, just a normal Monday. God in heaven, he just rode by here yesterday. Yes, and it gets worse. One of the elderly brothers I work with in the scriptorium, Piero, was accused of the crime. It's awful. A murder in Kiersau? How could a monk do such a thing? I'm sorry, Andreas. The Baron seemed like an interesting man, and I know he's been a patron of the Abbey for years. How did he die? Could it have been an accident? And does the abbot really believe that Brother Piero killed him? You've always spoken of him in the kindest terms. I'd rather spare you the details, but it's hard to believe what happened to him was natural. But no, I can't believe Piero did it. I can't imagine him harming anyone. Oh, don't hold back on my account. I've had children and even helped Agnes deliver a few. I'm not squeamish. Yes, blood! But if it wasn't Brother Piero, who do you think could have done it? I did see Lucky Steinauer get into a shouting argument with Lorenz yesterday, just before I walked by your place. Lucky? Why would he have cause to shout at a nobleman? Select food item to eat. Egg pasta, sausage, or farmer's bread. Let's get the egg pasta out of the way. There's probably something else going on that you wouldn't know about, dear. What do you mean by that? I'm not one to trade gossip, but if you really want to know, talk to some of the other women in town. Or Mother Cecilia up at the Abbey. Why Mother Cecilia? I didn't realize she saw much of tossing. Oh, there's no need for that. Lucky is a forthright man. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you what the argument was about. Thank you both. That's good advice. There's something else, though. When Lorenz and I were walking through the meadow, the widow Kemprin came out of the woods, and... Oh yeah, I remember her. Yes? Well, she cursed him. I'm not surprised. Ottilia's late husband, Ranig, ran afoul of Lorenz on his last visit to Tassing. I don't remember the details, but Ranig died just last year, and Ottilia hasn't been the same since. Yeah, exactly. I'm not one to gossip, but here's some gossip. She was always an old bitch even before she was old. Klaus, that's enough. She had to deal with a Job's lot in life. And now she lives all alone at the edge of the woods. There are rumors she's going to lose her property soon. I do pity her, even if she is a bitter woman. There should be some exception in the law for her to inherit. That seems like it would be more just, yes. It wasn't always this way. I think my great-grandmother inherited this land way back when. Well, if men changed it, they can change it back. You're right as always, my dear. Enough about Ottilia. Is there anyone else you think may have done it? I don't know if he has any ill intent, but Prior Ferenc has been acting strangely since the day Lorenz arrived. Perhaps an academic disagreement? I know they're both avid readers, both of classics and new works. On his last visit, the Baron bought a book on astronomy from me. I know the Prior has some similar interests. But would the Prior kill someone over a simple disagreement? It depends on the nature of the disagreement. Many have killed or been killed for their beliefs. What is an opinion for some is a testament of faith for others, and worth killing for. That may be so, but I've never seen that sort of anger in Prior Ferenc, not even when Journeau was made abbot instead of him. Oh, he was going to be the abbot? Interesting. Afterward, he seemed bitter, but never violent. That just doesn't seem to be part of his character. So, Lucky, the widow, and the Abbey Prior. Anyone else? There was something strange when we approached the Abbey together. Mother Cecilia was outside with some of the sisters. Mother Cecilia scowled and took the nuns inside without saying a word. It sounds like they have a history, at least. I do not know Mother Cecilia personally, but I've never heard anyone speak badly of her. If she had cause to dislike the Baron, I must believe she had good reason. Well, Andreas, it sounds like there's a lot to look into. Thank you for your care. It's helped me understand how I can help Piero. You are always welcome here, Andreas, anytime. Yeah! You are especially welcome with this one. God be with you, Andreas. Thank you. Be good until I come back, Bertolt. I'll try. 2 days remain. 2 days remain in what? I have several leads to follow, but where should I start? I could talk to Lucky Steinauer. He's probably working in front of his house. The widow Kemperin lives south of here, near Franz Bauer. Prior Ferenc is usually at the scriptorium, but I won't be able to talk to him until tomorrow. Still, nothing would prevent me from talking to Mother Cecilia in the convent. But if I don't attend Brother Florian's examination of the body at the Abbey, he'll have to do it without me. Well, okay, we're definitely gonna go back to the Abbey and examine the body. Andreas, this way. Off we go to do an ad hoc autopsy. Alright, before we get into this, I'm going to go take a small break. So I'm going to throw up a BRB screen. See you shortly. There we go. Gotta unmute the microphone. That's kind of important. I went out. My lovely husband Sean made me some lunch. Got some coffee. It's like surprisingly cold today, even though it's sunny. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to the sun in winter. I like it, but I'm not used to it. Alright, well, let's examine the dead body, I guess. There you are. I'm glad the storm didn't delay you. Now, even though I gave instructions that I was not to be disturbed, we must work quickly. Seeing a corpse up close can be unsettling for some. I hope you're up to it. I'd say it's alright. I've thrown up enough to not mind it so much. Well, that's one way to deal with it, I suppose. Just try not to splash me or the body in the process. Now then, you should probably take notes as we go. They might be useful later. Ah, of course. Poor guy. I will begin by inspecting his anterior, starting with the face and head. No visible wounds, no blemishes, teeth in good condition. Nothing unusual. Neck, shoulders, and chest are ordinary. I need to clean some blood away to examine the torso. Yes, there it is, a puncture wound between the 6th and 7th ribs. It's fairly shallow, though. I estimate it penetrated only about an inch, and it likely came from his own hand. He inflicted on himself? How can you tell? From the angle and depth of the strike, it is as though he were holding it in his right hand as he fell on his side. You must know that I was not always a monk. I was a mercenary for 10 long years in Poland. I mean, I assumed he didn't lose his eye by being a pacifist. My familiarity with wounds comes from my time on the battlefield. I am no true surgeon, but I am the closest Kearsall has. If the wound was that shallow, it doesn't sound like it could have been fatal. It wasn't. It's likely incidental, received while falling on his own knife. He must have some other wound that issued forth all the blood we found in him. Excuse me. Who do you think killed him? I don't know. I can't even speculate. All I can do is examine this body and hope that you can figure out the rest. Simply pointing out the implausibility of Brother Piero striking the fatal blow may not be enough to convince the Archdeacon. Brother Piero never should have picked up that knife. I'm sure the appearance of guilt never even crossed his mind. Now then, let's move on. Well, there is a sore on his sex, probably from the French disease. I doubt it had anything to do with his murder. Although, that could potentially mean his wife has it, or he picked it up elsewhere. The disease French soldiers received in the brothels of Naples? Yes. How do you know of it? Oh, I see. Have you taken mercury for it? I'll say a little. I'm fine now. Ah, good. Anyway, it seems the Baron was not the most faithful husband. Not uncommon among the nobility. I would expect a monk to be more shocked by this. I spent many years as a mercenary. Sex and death are common companions in that world. Besides, sex isn't all that rare, even in an abbey. Andreas, between the brothers? It's not relevant to our examination, Andreas. Let's continue. Other than a few blisters on his feet, from what I assume are new shoes, there's nothing wrong with his legs. Andreas, can you help me turn him over? Of course. There's a slight irregularity in his spine, possibly from an old injury. I don't think it has anything to do with how he died, though. I've spent enough time with nobles to guess that he probably fell off his horse when hunting. It seems like a silly thing to risk your life for, but I'm not one to talk. Yes, Kurt, he's us confirming the bro likes to fuck. Exactly. Also, hi. Welcome to the stream. Monks are gay. Some of them, anyway, I'm sure. Whatever the reason, it didn't contribute to his death. Here it is, a rather dramatic head wound. Oof. The dark hair and the blood make it difficult to see, but it's quite bad. In my experience, I've never seen someone walk away from a head wound of this severity. How many head wounds have you seen? Too many, and not enough. As grim as it sounds, there is always more to learn. Italian doctors try to examine as many corpses as they can to fully understand the mysteries of the body. The battlefields of Poland and Lithuania aren't as ideal a learning environment as the University of Bologna, but they did provide an education of sorts. I'd rather be treated by someone with experience than a novice with a university education. I appreciate your confidence. The wound looks like it was caused by a single powerful blow from a blunt object, probably no more than 4 or 5 inches across. I ask him, how can you tell? The skull is cracked in a single spot, and there's a clear impression in the skin around it. It would take extraordinary precision to hit the same spot twice, unless the Baron were already dead. It's likely he didn't die immediately. How long could he have survived for? I've seen similar injuries in battle. The victims don't last more than a few minutes, but it's an agonizing death. Even so, he couldn't have wandered far from where the blow was first struck. But that means he could have technically been almost anywhere, since the church is pretty centrally located. So he may not have been attacked in the chapter house. He was either attacked in the chapter house or someplace in the immediate area. Cloister? Garden? Yes, that's possible. The cloister connects directly to the chapter house, but there's a high risk of being seen. Anyway, whatever killed the Baron was a blunt instrument of considerable heft. The part that impacted him was likely a little smaller than a fist. Could it have actually been a fist? Ha, no. I don't think the strongest soldier could do this with a punch, unless the Baron's head were pressed to the ground. Even then, we would also see damage to his nose or forehead. Could a woman or an elderly person have done it? Anyone could have, given the right weapon and sufficient height. Whoever did this must have caught the Baron unaware. Save the small knife wound, he has no other injuries. I suppose that he was struck, drew his knife to defend himself, and fell on it before Brother Piero discovered him. So I believe we've discovered 2 important things. The Baron was killed by a blow to the head from a heavy blunt object. Yes, exactly. If you can find what caused the blow, it may lead you to the killer. We also know that Piero didn't stab the Baron. We know that, and I suspect even the abbot knows that, but you may need more evidence to convince the archdeacon. Oh, there is one other item of interest. I found it in the Baron's jacket, but didn't want to open it without you. A letter, perhaps? A note of some kind. I trust you to open it more carefully than I would. What does it say? The girl who died and the innocent with her. Matins chapter. That is what Amelie was yelling about in her, anchorite cell earlier. The girl? What girl? And what innocent? Someone from the village? That could be anyone, and I'm not as familiar with the families as you are. Can you tell who wrote it? It's possible that they're Swiss, maybe German or Austrian. It's a highly refined Gothic script. As good as Edok and Guy are, I don't think they could replicate this. What? Really? If not them, who? I intend to find out. I wish you good luck finding the answer. Now, I'm sorry to rush you, but I must ask you to leave. Every minute you stay here is an additional Uh-oh. Are you expecting someone? Brother Florian, could you open up? It's Werner Stolz, the physician from Tassing. Yes, I'm in the middle of something. Could you return after supper? I'm afraid it can't wait. Father Journeau asked me to examine the Baron's body. All right, just give me a moment. Andreas, I need you to hide yourself. Of course. That's a terrible hiding spot, my man. Ah, Dr. Stolz. Sorry to keep you waiting. Now, what did you need? The abbot wanted me to examine the Baron's body before his wife arrives. It seems unnecessary at this point, as I've just completed my own examination. Well then, what's the harm in letting me take a look? Dr. Stolz, with all respect, I've finished. The cause of death is clear. If you had arrived an hour ago, I would have had no problem with your assistance. Assistance? I'm a university-trained physician. I can examine a corpse on my own without the help of a battlefield sawbones. I'm gonna keep hidden. Regardless of your opinions regarding my abilities, the examination is finished. If you insist on inspecting the body anyway, I must insist that the abbot tells me himself. What? Making me bring the abbot here is a waste of time. So is performing an examination on this corpse immediately after one was just completed. Idiotic. I'll return with Father Journeau presently. That was close. Now quickly, leave through the cloister before they return. Of course. Thank you, Brother Florian. Think nothing of it. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then. Jeez, okay. It's Vespers time. 1 day, 19 hours remains. I should find someone to eat with. I can't get that note out of my head. The girl who died and the innocent with her. What could it mean? And who wrote it? I still think... Can I go eat in the cloister? The convent? Probably not. Yeah, can't get out there. Cecilia's not in here. All right. I guess I'll just have to go back to the village then. want to go talk to these folks. Hans Bauer's house. Hey, Mahler, you seen my son? I saw him running from the Abbey this morning, actually. That fucking brat. That layabout was asleep when I went into the fields. He told his mother he was sick. He say anything to you? Like where he was going? He told me to eat shit, actually. God damn it, how many times have I told him? Ugh. Must be his mother's influence. He sure as shit didn't learn that behavior from me. If you see him again, will you tell Kat? Have I met her yet? Maybe? She's driving me crazy about it. I'll let Kat know if I run into him. Good. Until later, Mahler. Until then. Well, okay. Can we go in here? That's just his house. Okay. What's this? These wood carvings are quite curious. Like little stick people. Antilia. You want something? I mean, yeah, but it was mostly just to talk to you. This must be Running's cane. It's strong, sturdy. And here, the head has broken off. The break looks recent. Could Ottilia have used this cane to kill Lawrence? Ottilia, your husband's cane is broken. Do you remember how that happened? How should I know? Everything in here is broken and falling apart. The head broke off at some point. I don't remember how. Right. Pa! I guess that's all we can discuss at present. Johan's family keeps beehives for the honey and wax. Andreas, you got supper plans? Why don't you join us at our table? Yeah, let's do it. Kind of you to offer, Johan. Please lead the way. Great, I'm starving. Here's hoping Hetty's cooking up something good. I don't think I've met her yet. Nope. Bless us, oh, what could it be? Lord, and these thy gifts which we are about to receive from thy bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. And then they all said amen, including Andreas. There's been some chaos up at the Abbey, hasn't there, Andreas? Could hear those bells ringing clear across the valley. Sounded like the monks were mustering for war. You haven't heard? A man was murdered, the Baron Rothvogel. Good riddance. You won't find many in Tassing crying over one dead nobleman. I can't believe you haven't heard, Johann. Have you had your head in the dirt? I don't attend to gossip. That's your job. Wow. You're damned right. I'll admit this has me interested. A murder at an abbey? How did it come to pass? I'm still trying to figure that out. My mentor, Brother Piero, was found with the body, but he's too frail to have done the deed. Select food item to eat: fresh pottage, poached egg, or chicken. We're going to eat the egg first, because nobody likes to eat cold eggs. Grizzly, what about the blood? Was it everywhere? I'm going to say nothing. Christ, Hetty, Andreas knew the man. It's not Christian to delight in the suffering of others. Isn't that what you told me? Not like that's gonna stop her. I'm only curious. It's not every day a man's murdered in broad daylight. What if I need to protect myself? You're being weird, Mom. Weird and drunk. Uh-huh. Do you have any idea who might have done the deed, if not this brother Piero? The Baron had many enemies in town and at the Abbey. Scandalous! To think that any passing resident might be a murderer. Don't say that. Buck up, son. A noble killer won't take an interest in you. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Whoever killed the Baron has to be dumb as rocks. Or very angry. Does anyone come to mind, Johann? No, and I wouldn't tell you if they did. No good can come of whatever it is you're up to, Andreas. I mean, no good for whom? Once the church and the nobility get involved, all the peasants are going to get a shit. From one end or the other, it doesn't matter which. Gross, Dad. What? I'm right. Hans thinks I'm right, don't you, son? Always, Dad. At least God granted me one respectful child. Ugh, what a suck-up. Speaking of the church, has Johann told you about how the abbot's out to ruin our lives? No? We were supposed to expand our farm, but the abbot's taxes make it impossible. Yep, I've heard this one before. We can't grow enough barley to feed ourselves, pay the miller's toll, and give the abbey its due. It's not Christian. It's not right the way you and the rest of the farmers are treated. That's right! Now that Runnig Kemper's kicked the bucket, the old witch's land will be forfeit soon. Once Ottilia's gone, her land will be available for us to purchase, God willing. Not if Uncle Franz gets to it first. Have I talked to that guy? Is that the blacksmith? I can't believe you. She's an old lady living all alone. We should be looking after her, not picking scraps from her corpse. Shut up, Jesus. How dare you speak to your father that way? Should I? You want my advice? Stay out of it. They always get like this after more than an hour in the same room. I feel sorry for Ottilia. Lord help me, we're going to have a very serious conversation about your attitude, Veronica. Haha, you're in for it now. Eat shit, Hans. All right, that's it. Andreas, it's been great, but I need to have a talk with my ungrateful children. See yourself out. Goodbye? I'm gonna say your heart's in the right place, Veronica. I wish I wouldn't get my hide tan for it. I should get some sleep or break into the library. Well, guess what I'm gonna do? It is not sleep. I think the way to break into the library was through the crypt in the church. Is there anyone here now? No. Oh, shit. Matthew is the Abbey's circator. If he sees me, he'll kick me out. Monk responsible for making the rounds in the Abbey to make certain everyone is where they're supposed to be, doing what they're supposed to do. So he's just a fucking cop. I have to keep out of sight until he's passed. Good thing he can't see well. Huh? Phew. Alright. No, it's over here. The secret passageway. If I go up these stairs, it's going to take a while to find the records I need. I'll lose some time tomorrow morning unless I turn back now. Well, no, I'm entering the library, obviously. It's fucking time. What's this? De Herbis Cambriae. On the herbs of Wales. The writer is Cadfaelus of Salopia. I don't believe I've heard of him. Is this a Brother Cadfael joke? Oh my god. This really is a nerd game. This really is a reference to the Ellis Peters Brother Cadfael books. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. You just need to know that, like, this makes my mystery-solving, medieval-loving heart full to just about bursting. And also, those are great books, and the BBC series by Derek Jacobi was also absolutely incredible. So, well played, people who made this game. Well played. Mugwort and Butcher's Broom. I'm not familiar with their properties, but they sound extraordinary. A beautifully illustrated book, and the author appears to be speaking from his own personal experiences. A wonderful hidden treasure for the Abbey. Well, there's a little cellar, I guess? Uh-oh, is this a bug? Oh no, it's not. It's just stairs. What do we have here? A bifolium taken from a larger text, the Mysteria Astra. I'm not familiar with it. Maybe some sort of astronomical text. Seems rudimentary, explaining the connections between astrological signs and the elements and their basic relationship to alchemy. No, I could use this, though. Each sign is governed by one of the 4 elements. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are the water signs. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo are the earth signs, and so on. It cuts off there. The next page is about something else entirely. Sister Illuminata must be trying to reconstruct the larger text. Those 2 pages were interesting enough, I suppose, but quite basic. Wait, that's the connection between the symbols on Fering's cipher and the elemental symbols on the Volvel. Yup. If I turn the wheel to the element that matches the sign, I can decipher the note he left. Excellent. This is most curious. Historia de Labyrintho Librorum. Yep, account of the labyrinth of books. I wonder what secret texts could be hidden in such a place. I'll have to see if I can borrow the book when I have some free time, if Illuminata allows it. Or I could just start stealing. This looks promising. The Familiaris of the Sisters of Kearsarge Abbey. Yes. Ooh. Oh, this should be interesting. Sister Illuminata. Named Angeline, from the Capocci family in Perugia. It looks like they have some connection to Kearsarge through an old abbot, Rudolph. Her family donates money to the abbey every year as well. Matilda Oblate, yes, the nun's cellarer. She came from Kempton. Merchant family. They donated pigments to use in the scriptorium. Quite thoughtful. I'll have to thank them if I ever get the chance. Mother Catherine was the first to enter records, it looks like. Almost 50 years ago. Sister Hildegard from the Gilderich family in Ravensburg, quite wealthy. It looks like she became the prioress after Mother Catherine. Sister Cecilia Adelheid? Oh, this is Mother Cecilia's record. Wait, she's from the Welzer family. They're one of the most powerful families in Augsburg. It looks like her family donates a lot of money to Kirsau every year, more than my family sees in 10. Sister Gertrude from Hof, the herbalist, yes. Her father is an apothecary, that explains it. This note says Sister Matilda left the abbey for several months. Why would she go to a hermitage? Seems strange that she's the only entry with such a note. I mean, I guess probably she got pregnant. The date's 3 years ago. This was just before Father Matthias died. Which means it was around the time Baron Rothvogel visited. I should ask Sister Matilda about this, maybe Mother Cecilia as well. Sophie from Birgitz. Her family is poor, but they donated flour. Lisbeth Hoblet, she's from Utrecht. It looks like she had an eventful life before coming here. Married with a child. Both died. Her merchant family has some connection to Kirsau through the Kaufmanns of Rothenburg, ob der Tauber. A free imperial city and homes several holy chivalric orders and monasteries. The city was a gathering place for pilgrims, Catholic and Protestant alike. Sister Margareta. Oh, the blind girl who assists Gertrude. She went blind because of failed surgery on her cataracts. Oh, Jesus. Wealthy peasant family. They donated wool and a pasture in Krimmel. Sister Zdena. This should be good. They donate a fortune to the abbey. No wonder Mother Cecilia and the abbot let her behave as she does. I think that's everything. Talk to Cecilia or Matilda. Just want to make sure that we didn't miss anything. This game doesn't really do hidden pixels, so that's nice. Yeah, okay, that was it. Uh-oh, someone's coming. What? What? Aha! So, yes. What in the what? We are confirming that those two have a secret relationship. Shit. I need to just wait for Rudiger and Matthew to leave. Just a little patience. Oh god, did they just fuck all night long? They did. Holy shit, they fucked all night long. Uh-oh. Andreas? Andreas, wake up. Well, are you here for the books or for me? I'm gonna say you, of course. I call you a liar, but I know it's the truth. You probably pray every evening that when you knock on the door in the morning that I'll answer instead of Illuminata. Something like that. Do you want to keep talking? He's gonna go for it. Let's do it. This is only gonna end in horrible tears for everyone involved. God, this library. This library is, oh my goodness, seen so much action. Oh my goodness. Oh, you know what you're doing. That's a nice surprise. Sister Stena, are you here yet? Sister Stena? Gonna hold a finger to my lips. Angrily presents the upraised middle finger of her right hand. Oh God, protect us. Sister Illuminata, come quickly. Someone is sleeping behind the bookshelf. Andreas, how did you find your way in here? Yeah, the library is the place to be. And why are you here in the first place? You scared Sister Zdena half to death. I was hoping I could find some clues that could help prove Brother Piero's innocence. We'll be honest about that. In the library? What could possibly be in here that could help with that? I'm not sure. Do you know why Sister Matilda was sent to a hermitage around the time of the Baron's last visit? I guess that's what we're going with. I do, but this is not appropriate for us to discuss any further. You should speak to Sister Matilda or Mother Cecilia. I can't speak with you? It is not my story to tell, and in case you've forgotten, you shouldn't even be here. Please leave, immediately. Of course, I'm sorry for the trouble. As you should be. Come, Sister Zdena, we have work to do. Well, I should find someone to eat with. I should say. Gonna need some way to replenish your energy after all this fucking. Can I go eat in the... Well, nothing new happened up here. I thought maybe there might be something to do with all of those ringing bells. Dormitory... Andreas, I'm so sorry about what's happening to Brother Piero. I do not know him well, but I find it hard to believe he could have killed the Baron. Do you have any idea who might have done it? Did you see anything? Sadly, no. Most mornings I spend my time reading in the courtyard, but the rain made that impossible. And although the brothers are friendly, I do not know them well enough to speculate. I'm sorry. I know it might be far from your mind, but have you considered my offer to eat with you and the townspeople? The gospel says that a man cannot live on bread alone, but from time to time a little bread is required. Ah, yes. Of course, I'll talk to Gret and see who she wants to come along. Where should we meet you? At the shrine to St. Moritz. I'll see you there. Until then. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my, Andreas. Yes? Are these all the mothers from Tossing and their children? Well, no, I don't think it's all of them. Helena Pfeifferin couldn't make it. It's a long walk up here in her condition. And Hetty said Hans was too big for stories. Stories? I may have said something about your books. I like stories. Yes, maybe a little too much. Ha, all right. I can tell a story, but first let us pray together and eat. O Lord, thank you for bringing us together as you brought Jesus to his disciples on the road to Emmaus. With the breaking of bread between us, let us recognize each other as Christians and rejoice in our salvation through you. Amen. And then they all said amen. And I thank you and your husband for this bread, Gret. My Ulrich always says that bread brings people together. I missed this when I was in Basel. Bread. They don't have bread in Basel? Wah! Where's Basel? Over the mountains west of here. You've been to Basel with me and Dad when you were in my belly. What? Father Journeau eats a white bread, does he not? Yes, the finest wheat is used for the abbot's bread. Why? The abbot is a very important man, Paul. We have a bread in my home that we call injera. We make it thin, round, and wide, and we put our food on top of it. We eat it with almost every meal, as you love the bread of your home, so I miss mine. Let's eat some cheese. Oh, what's the recipe? Maybe we could make it. That's very nice of her. Thank you, but no. We use a fine grain that does not grow here, called teff. Oh, surely someday you'll go home and can have your fill of it. God willing, yes, but then perhaps a day will come when I miss the rye of tassing. It is the great danger that comes with the blessing of travel, living a life between worlds. Don't I know it? And let us eat these almonds. Yum yum. I don't want to talk about bread anymore. It's so boring. Bread. Pfft. Don't be rude, Bert. I did say I would tell a story. Children, have you ever seen a Bible? Father Tom. Yeah, Father Thomas has one. It's huge. My dad has one. It was printed in Bamberg. Very good. This is a Bible from my home that I brought to give to the abbot. Andreas, do you have a favorite story to illustrate from the Bible? Oh, man. Ooh. What do I want to do? What do I want to guess? Thank you so much for coming by, Rex. I appreciate it. Let's pop some hearts in the chat for Rex and their amazing mod skills. So if you have heart emotes, let's put some hearts in the chat. I have a few. I'm going to give you some pride moths. There you go. What should I pick? I'll pick the Annunciation. A beautiful moment when Mary learns that she will be the mother of God. Every mother fears for the safety of her children, but what a wonder and burden to know that you carry the salvation of all mankind in your womb. Yeah, no pressure. As if getting pregnant isn't difficult enough. Even the ordinary kind are too much at times. Yeah, like I said. But a blessing all the same. Now then, children, do you know the story of Jesus feeding the multitudes? Fish and loaves! My mom and dad make loaves. This is such a cool illustration. This is from our Bible, how we tell the story of how Jesus fed thousands from only a few fish and a few loaves of bread. Why is everyone brown? Because where I'm from, everyone looks like me. Why? Because we are all as God has made us. I know Tassing seems big to you, but the world is so much bigger than we can imagine. There are many people of many different colors all over the world. There are places where no one looks like you or me. Really? I know it's hard to imagine up here in the mountains. We're so far away from the sea. When I was in Basel, it was hard to imagine too. It's hard to picture things we've never seen. But Brother Sabat is right. The world is very big, but it is becoming smaller every year. Brother Sabat, did you know the Baron who was murdered? Isn't that just like a kid? Like, we're having a normal conversation and they're like, did you know? Bert. It came up when I was visiting the Druckers. I'm sorry, Marie. There's nothing to apologize for. We can't shield them from the world forever. I did not know him, Bert, but do you know the story of Lazarus? No. He was a friend of Jesus. He became sick and he died. I love that we are getting to see more of this, like, Ethiopian illuminated manuscript. Die-der. Hat. But Jesus brought his followers to Lazarus's tomb. He prayed to God, and when they opened the tomb, Lazarus emerged, returned from the dead. Jesus can bring people back from the dead? He can, Bert. One day Jesus will bring us all back from the dead. Get ready for some questions you didn't anticipate. Everyone who has ever lived and died will come together and be resurrected on Judgment Day. She stole his hat. Hey! I'm gonna say nothing. Aww. Even the Romans? Yes, the Romans too. Oh, she put the hat on her head. Aww. Why did you ask about the Romans? I saw one come out of their tomb, like Lazarus. What do you mean, Paul? Well, the ruins below the mill, they're Roman, and they all died a long time ago. But I saw one come out the other night. They were in white, like Lazarus. Let's stop telling stories, Paul, and you shouldn't have been outside at night. Andreas, what does he mean? Jesus. I think I might have seen something similar the other evening. What? Really? Where? The same place by the Roman ruins. Maybe Paul did see a spirit of some kind. It's a very dire omen if that is what he saw. I will pray on this. Ah, apologies for that, ladies, but thank you for sharing a meal with me today. I will be leaving for Rome soon, but I'm glad to have spent some time with you and your children. Thank you, Brother Sabat. It was wonderful. Don't forget to stop by the bakery before you go. I'm sure my husband will want to see you before you go. I will. God grant you all health. One day remains. Time to get back to work. Oh, brother. Good day, Andreas. Well, that's it. You're just gonna say good day and that's all? Alright, that's fine, that's cool. Bless me, Andreas.
Agnos redemit oves, Christus innocens Patri, reconciliavit peccatores, mos et vita duello, conflixere mirando, Dux vitae mortus regnat vivus. Dic nobis Maria, qui vidis in via, sepulcrum Christi viventis, et gloriam vidi resurgendis. Angelicos testes, sundarium et vestes, surrexit Christus spes mea, Preceret suos in Galileam. Ciemos Christum surrexisse. Amor tuis vere.
I always forget how to get to the scriptorium from here. I know it's through the church. Alright, Old Bailey. Ah, Andreas. What an awful time. Awful time. A baron murdered at Kiersau. These are dark days indeed. Brother Piero, I admit I would have never thought him the type. What could have possessed him? Oh, seriously. The devil can make monsters of even the holiest men, Prior Ferenc, but Piero? All men are weak to Satan's temptations, Andreas, even old men. But you have come to me for a reason. Do you need something? You rushed into the scriptorium and hid something strange at your desk. Pardon? And why were you sneaking about the scriptorium? I can ask questions too. What was so important you had to be late for Terce? Let us seek a common understanding, Master Mahler, as two brothers in Christ. Please, let's. I love to understand things. Urgh. The scriptorium is my domain, and you are a guest here. And so long as that is true, I do not answer to you, but the abbot only. Is that clear? If you don't mind me asking, why aren't you the abbot? Are you not better suited to the job, given your age and experience? That's not... I will not discuss this with you. Are we done here? For now. Be well, Prior Ferenc. Bless you, Master Mahler. Defensive and evasive. I need to remember... Mother Cecilia, gotta talk to her. Oh, right, it was the Priory House, if I remember correctly. Gotta talk to Lucky in the town commons and give Clara the money. Alright. Oop. Wait, what's that? Someone was in a hurry to get rid of this parchment. Smells recent. Probably wasn't burned more than a day ago. Now that I know the connection between the astronomical symbols on the cipher and the elemental symbols on the Volvel, Ferenc's note should be easy to decipher. Okay, well... that should be air. Earth, fire, Gerhard? As in the late brother Gerhard? Yes. Yes, it can't be a coincidence. Hi, Gerhard. Brother Gerhard died sometime last year. How does this connect to him? Ah, hic jacet Gerhard. Here lies Gerhard. I would have used Gerhardus personally, but... Gerhard's grave. I wonder if it has something to do with the Baron's murder. I should ask the abbot for permission to exhume the grave as soon as possible. Oh, he'll love that, I'm sure. There are deep indentations in this parchment. Whoever wrote on the page above it must have been angry. I wonder if I could make a charcoal rubbing of this page and reveal the content of the writing. Ah, clear as an alpine day. It's a letter to the Baron from Prior Ferenc. My god. Lawrence was blackmailing Ferenc to get him to perform some kind of occult ritual. It's one thing to read books on magic, but few are foolish enough to attempt to actually practice what's written in them. I have a lot of people I gotta talk to about these things. Andreas, may I help you with anything? I came across an interesting letter from you addressed to the late Baron Rothvogel. What? Where did you get that? Were you performing occult rituals with the Baron? He meant to coerce me into performing a ritual to help him with a condition. But I refused, as the letter makes abundantly clear. The line between one who knows such rituals and one who practices them is thin as a spider's thread, Prior. Some would say it is only a matter of time before the temptation became too much. Do not question my devotion to the Lord, Master Mahler. I am the Prior of the Kirsal Scriptorium, one of the few of its kind left in Christendom. Modest though the abbey may be, our library contains works on subjects rarely found beyond its walls. Certainly not all in the same place. For men of certain academic interests, it is perhaps the only place we may meet and discuss them. I've always thought it a perfectly reasonable area of study so long as you avoid certain subjects. It's a rich area for scholarly insight. The Baron's interest was more than academic. When he wished to make it practical, I refused. There is nothing more to it. The Inquisition is not kind to practitioners of witchcraft. Lorenz could have gotten you killed. I did not kill Baron Rothvogel, and I do not care if you believe me. It is simply a fact, which the Archdeacon will surely realize. Now, is that all? I have duties I really should attend to. I had a few more questions, if you don't mind. Be quick about it. I found a strange note in your fireplace. It was written in an unusually fine hand. I found others around passing with the same hand that seemed to have appeared out of nowhere. What were you doing in my home? In my swamp? Just having a look around, seeing the sights. That is my private space. You can't just wander about like it's the public square. What if someone had been attempting to gruesomely murder you? There's a killer on the loose, Prior Ferenc. Impossible! Ugh. Any person of manners knows better than to go snooping through others' things. I have nothing to hide. Then why burn the note? What was left was difficult to read, but I could make out the red bird, Matins. It was a strange little thing I found on my desk after waking up from Matins. It meant nothing to me, so I put it in the fire. It wasn't there when you went to sleep? Not that I noticed, but again, Andreas, it was small. I could have easily overlooked it. Surely it's just a loose scrap, but the hand was handsome, you're correct. Unlike anything penned by the brothers in the scriptorium, to be certain. How unsettling. Do you remember what the note said? No, only that I found the contents nonsensical and disturbing. The remaining legible part read, "The Red Bird." You don't know what that could be? A scrap from some bestiary? I couldn't say. My eyes watch the heavens, not the trees. Although, we do not see many red birds at this altitude. The common robin, perhaps? Or a swallow? But that doesn't matter. I'm telling you, it was nonsense. One more thing. Who has access to your home? Everyone at this abbey. But what does it matter to you? It was just a scrap of paper. Found a similar note in the Baron's effects. But the abbot ordered you away from Abbey. Andreas, your cavalier attitude towards Father Journot's commands. But don't you find the coincidence strange? No, we operate a scriptorium, Master Mahler, and house perhaps the largest library in Bavaria. We are awash in parchment scraps. They multiply like silverfish between the pages of our books. Are you satisfied now? I suppose that will have to do. Thank you. Excellent. Are we done here? I'll leave you in peace. Be well, Prior Ferenc. Be well, Master Mahler. Alright, well, I definitely want to go see if I can find the abbot and get him to let me exhume the body. I wonder... Brother Gerhard's grave was disturbed recently. Ferenc must have buried something here. I need to dig up this grave if I want to know what he was up to. I don't think Father Journot is going to give me permission. I really don't. Where is the abbot's home? Ah. Okay, so if I go back by the animal pens... maybe he'll be down there. Aha, here he is. Andreas, I trust you are abiding by my command to leave Piero and the rest of the monastics in peace. I'll tell him I've been abiding by his command, sure. I do not appreciate your characterization of my reasonable request as frustrating. Nevertheless, I must admit, I have not heard any complaints about your behavior, for which I am grateful. I know you and Brother Piero are close. You must trust that if Piero is innocent of the Baron's death, God will reveal as much to the Archdeacon. There is more at stake here than you understand, Andreas. Given that I am not the Lord and don't have a perfect understanding of all things, of course that's the case. Which is why I've come to you with a request. And? I have reason to believe there is something hidden in Brother Gerhard's grave, and I'd like to dig it up. What does that have to do with the death of Baron Rothvogel? I suspect the weapon used to murder the Baron may be buried there. Baron Rothvogel was stabbed. We know the murder weapon used to kill him. Brother Piero was found holding it. He could have suffered 2 fatal injuries, all that blood. I leave that to Dr. Stoltz to determine and for the Archdeacon to adjudicate. Not some journeyman artist. It's evident to anyone who gives Baron Rothvogel's body more than a cursory examination. Are you suggesting I didn't give the murder of Baron Rothvogel my due attention? You seem to think I don't care who killed the Baron, or whether Piero is the one who did it. I do. But I have a role to play here, and I can't be seen to undermine the authority of the Archdeacon in stepping outside of it. So you're just gonna let an innocent old man take the fall for a crime he didn't commit, you big jerk? Do you take me for a fool? I will not let you examine Brother Gerhard's body on a hunch. What does it matter? He's nothing more than bones now. I'm sure he won't mind. He was a brother of this abbey, and he should be left in peace. Just as I would like to be. Leave now, and do not pester me about this again. Permission to dig denied. Well, that sucks. How come the abbot gets a dog? Mirabilis. What a good pup. So now what am I gonna do? Which one is Volkboat? I don't remember who that is. Oh, the young guy. In the white, I think. If I remember correctly. Yes. Good day, Andreas. Do you need something? Father Abbot said I should help you if you needed it. So here I am. There is a matter I need your help with, Brother Volkbert. I suspect there's something hidden in Gerhard's grave. Do you think you could dig it up for me? Did you ask Father Journeau? I want to help, but I don't think I should, unless he says it's all right. I'm definitely gonna lie. I definitely did talk to the abbot. He says it's fine, but don't ask him about it. Oh, that's good then. I don't like talking to the abbot. He makes me nervous. He's not so frightening. He just has a lot of responsibilities, and it makes him brusque. He's very busy. Too busy for me, I think. I make him mad sometimes. Digging up the body will take a few hours, I think. Do you want to start now? No, I'll come back when I'm ready. Whenever you need me, Andreas. The abbot is literally still there. Okay. I need to go talk to the nuns next, I believe. Yeah, Mother Cecilia or Sister Matilda. And then we'll dig up this corpse, eventually. We'll get there. I heart the exhumations. Is this Matilda? Gertrude. Matilda. Here we go. God bless you, Master Mahler. May I ask you some questions, Sister Matilda? You know Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's truly necessary. This concerns the murder of the Baron. Yes, it's tragic, but what does it have to do with me? Why did you have to leave Kirsau to go to a hermitage? Baron Rothvogel had an appetite for young women. Neither his marital vows nor the vows of the women seemed to matter much to him. When I was on my way to town one day, he surprised me in the meadow and made his interests clear. I'll just let her continue. I refused his advances. I thought that would be the end of it. This was not enough, because he did the same thing the next day. I refused him again. I thought if I was patient, the problem would leave with him. I never thought that the Baron was capable of doing what he did. On the third day, he attacked me on my way through the meadow. He dragged me into the forest where he could have his way with me. I managed to badly scratch his neck. It saved my virtue, but it enraged him. He beat me until he was exhausted, and he left me there in the woods. Wow. It's a miracle you weren't killed. Yes, and I thank God for it. Mother Cecilia had me removed from Kiersau for my safety until I could recover. The wounds to my body have healed, but the attack has left a lasting injury in my mind. So, did you kill the Baron? No, I did not. If you don't believe me, do what you feel is necessary. It's hard to ignore your past with the Baron. Yeah, but I don't think she killed him. I was angry. I was filled with hate, yes, but it's been years. Mother Cecilia and Father Thomas helped me move past the anger, to find love in this community. Father Thomas? Yes, Father Thomas is our confessor. We can't talk to Mother Cecilia about our problems, but only a priest can hear our confessions. Sister Matilda, did you receive a strange note recently? Yes, how did you know? Others have received notes as well. What did it say? Here, look for yourself. Remember what he did, the violence you suffered, the red bird flies, matins, chapter. Rothvogel, the red bird. I found it in my bed in the nuns' dormitory. You can keep it if you'd like. In your bed? Who could have put it there? The only people allowed beyond the garden are the sisters. I can't imagine any of them making this. This just gets weirder and weirder, guys. Mother Cecilia and Sister Illuminata have beautiful handwriting, but both of them have been so kind to me. Thank you for your time, sister. God bless you, Master Mahler. Notes on Sister Matilda. I still want to talk to Matilda about this. Or, excuse me, Cecilia. Lucky. And let's see if I can find her. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? I need to talk to you again about the Baron, how you walked away with the sisters when he arrived. Given that the Baron was just murdered, it seems worth inquiring about the cause. Oh, I like that we put murder on the same level as God now in this. So prior to this, it's just been the name of God that's like in red ink as it was during this period. But now we're putting murder in the same footing. Why? Do you not trust in the abbot's judgment? Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? I don't trust a thing the abbot says. No, of course I don't. Brother Piero, he wouldn't hurt a mouse. If you go around telling all the brothers and sisters what you think, it will get back to the abbot. He'll keep you locked out of the abbey until the archdeacon's investigation is done. Then where will you be? Then help me. Help you what? Blame someone else for the murder? Help me find justice. What does justice look like, Andreas? This is not a Socratic exercise, Mother Cecilia. And you are no Thrasymachus. Fair point. Someone will die for this murder, Andreas. If it is not Brother Piero, it will be someone else. The killing of a powerful noble cannot go unpunished, especially while he was under the protection of the abbot. Then help me find who did it before the archdeacon arrives. I am simply a nun. Why do you think I can help you? I saw how you reacted when the Baron arrived. You must know something about what's going on. All right, I did have reason to be concerned about Baron Rothvogel's presence. The Baron caused irreparable harm to one of the sisters on his last visit. The damage was severe enough that she had to leave us for some time. Was it Sister Matilda? Matilda told me. Of course. What happened to Sister Matilda was tragic. Lorenz, the Baron, tried to seduce Sister Matilda. She rebuked him several times. So one morning he attacked her in the meadow on her way to town. He dragged her into the woods. Sister Matilda is a strong woman, but her resistance was met with violence. When pilgrims to the shrine found her, she had been beaten so badly she could barely move. I say, my God. Hi, Unstable Deus. Yeah, left for 9 months. It seems that she wasn't pregnant, but he tried to assault her, and then when she fought him off, he beat her up pretty badly. So she did leave for a significant period of time to recover from injuries. Your blasphemy is understandable. It was beyond shocking to see what he had done. As terrible as the attack was, I knew that bringing it to Father Matthias would put him in an impossible position. The Baron would suffer no consequences, but the abbot would have refused his continued patronage. I concealed the assailant's identity from Father Abbot, and had Sister Matilda taken to a hermitage near Mittenwald. Wow. So she covered it up. The abbot never knew that this happened. She stayed there under the care of sisters until she recovered and could return. She did deserve better than to be shuffled away to a hermitage. You're right, of course. I only pray that the Lord will repay the debt that I incurred. You really don't think the abbot would have taken action against the Baron? No, I'm positive that he would have. In doing so, he would have jeopardized the existence of this community. Try to understand how hard it is for my kind to believe that any man, especially a nobleman, could be held accountable. I'm not proud of what I did, Andreas, but what's done is done. How did Sister Matilda feel about seeing the Baron again at Kirsau? Andreas, if you want me to tell you that I think Sister Matilda killed the Baron, I won't. Seeing him was hard for her, of course. She defended her virtue from the Baron, but her injuries were severe. Her body recovered in time. Her mind? I don't know if it ever will. She still fights him, in her dreams. She wakes in the night screaming, soaked in her own sweat. So it affected her, yes. It still affects her. That doesn't mean she wanted to kill the Baron. It certainly doesn't mean she actually did. Sister Matilda is a faithful servant and friend of Christ. I believe that truly, Andreas. She is respected and beloved by this community for good reason. Very well. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. Andreas, if you want to thank me, do not mention Sister Matilda to the Archdeacon. I do not believe she could have done this. I'll say, of course. I don't think she did it either. I don't think Matilda did it to decide what to do with this information. She denied being responsible. We gotta exhume the body. Alright, let's see if we can go talk to Lucky. And then eventually we'll come back and dig up the body. Eventually. Oh, hey. God be with you, Andreas. Klaus says hello. Central Town. Here he is. There's another little cat for me to pet. Hello, Andreas. Something you need? How are you doing, Lucky? We don't talk much. Andreas, I have things to do. Father Thomas needs me to help out at the church. After that, I'm going fishing with old Otto. Which one is old Otto again? Oh yeah, the guy at the waterfall. I forgot. So if you don't need me to repair a wall or a fallen chimney, then leave me be. I can see you're busy, so I'll keep it brief. I'd hope to ask you a few questions about Baron Rothvogel. No. No, but it will only take a moment. Ask your questions of someone else. I saw you shouting at the Baron when he arrived in Tassing. What was that about? Get it through your pebble-stuffed head. I'm not talking about Rothvogel. Oh, I don't understand why you're being so reticent. I'm trying to work, and you're distracting me. Leave me in peace. He was not being forthright with me, and he seems eager to get away. If I wait here, maybe he'll leave, and I can observe his actions. But should I do it now, it will probably take a while. I'll observe him later. The problem is that we need to also wait for the abbot to get out of the way so that we can dig up the grave. Maybe we should go ahead and do that first. Maybe we should talk to some of the women in town before we go back up there. Andreas, what brings you to the shop? Can I fix you something? You know I love your cooking, Marie, but perhaps another time. Don't keep me waiting, Andreas. Until later. Until then. Hi, Andreas. Alright. Well, nothing happened there. Did suggest that I talk. I forget which of them suggested I should talk to the women of the town. Ulrich. Anna, my little namesake. I gotta also go back to the Gertners and give them the tax money, so we'll do that too. Hello, you're the artist from Nuremberg? Ah, you've heard of me already, Dr. Stoltz. Someone mentioned you dabbled at university for a year or two. Funny. You're staying with the Gertners, yes. The Abbey does have a guest house, you know. The Gertners are good and gracious people. for farmers. Tossing is full of miserable people like them. Well, I already didn't like you, but now I really don't. What's your problem with the farmers? They're soft and lazy, with a complaint for every occasion. Oh, my back aches. Ah, my hemorrhoids. They expect me to perform miracles, but I'm not a saint. The rest of the townsfolk, well, there can't be more than a handful of them who know how to spell their own names. Father Journeau is too soft with them, but I suppose he has to keep them placated or risk riots on his land. Fortunately, I do not intend to stay in Tassing long. I'm sure the townspeople would be heartbroken to see you go. They have the town midwife, an old nun, and a crippled Sawbones to look after them. No more skilled hands could Tassing expect, nor deserve. I recommend you don't linger here either, Mother. Or soon you'll find yourself trapped in a marriage to a mouse-faced girl with dirt under her nails. Who said anything about marriage? Well, I can't begrudge you your fun, but don't come pestering me if you catch the French disease. In any case, I must ask you to go. I have plenty of work to do. Good day. It's been a pleasure, I suppose. Likewise. Now, goodbye. Hey, Andreas. You say hello to the girls today? Ava and Clara? No, I mean the chickens, Peter, James, and John. They like it when you stroke their back or give them a good scratch under the breast. You named your chickens after the apostles? You couldn't think of anything more feminine? Maybe the names of pretty girls you know? All the pretty girls I know are married, though. Naming a chicken after another man's wife doesn't seem right. But I hear about the apostles every Sunday in Mass. They witness the greatest moments of glory and his darkest trials. And I was thinking, that's how it is with the girls and me. They see everything I deal with around here. That makes perfect sense to me, Big Jorg. You have much in common with Christ. You're making fun. It's fine, I get it. I'll just call them the girls from now on. I don't recall your family eating eggs. What do you do with all of them? Oh, we sell them to the Bowers. Clara says we need the extra money for taxes. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later, Andreas. Until then. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Clara. I have something for you. Oh? This should be enough to pay my rent and the tax you owe the Abbey. Andreas, this is far more than your rent payment. We can't accept this. Oh, Andreas, thank you, but how did you even get so much coin? Are you sure you'll have enough to spare? I asked the Abbey. I'll just say don't worry about me, I'll be fine. Oh well, if you're sure. Thank you, Andreas. You don't know what this means to us. I'm happy to help, Clara. It's the Christian thing to do. You're a good man, Andreas. Thank you. I'll let you move on with your day. God bless you. Until later. Ava conversations. Hello, Andreas. Afternoon. I hope the day is treating you well. Well enough, though there's too much to do and not enough hours to do it all. The storm made such a mess of the town, and there's the leaks in the roof at home. Then there's all that wool. Lord. What's this about wool? The ewes are near to lambing, so we sheared them last week. I must have spent ages washing all that wool. Have you ever smelled wet, dirty wool, Andreas? Ugh, there's nothing worse. Now that it's clean, we've got to spin it, and that takes an age all on its own. Lord, I don't know where I'll find the time. Won't Clara help you? Certainly. Sometimes I forget you are from Nuremberg, Andreas. Clara, Hetty, Veronica, Kat, even little Ursula will be there, though she makes mischief more than she helps. Wait, who's Veronica? Oh, right. At least the work goes quickly with the women working together. Lively conversation helps pass the time. Sometimes we even get visitors. I could be a visitor. Don't you let Clara catch you talking to me like that. Too bad other men in this town won't follow your example. You're welcome to come. I'm sure the others would be glad of your company too. Johann Bauer will be there to keep an eye on us. As long as you stay outside, I can't see what harm you visiting would cause. All right, count me in. I'm pleased to hear it. Everyone will be glad to see you, and I always appreciate your company. We meet at Johann Bauer's home. Come by in the morning or afternoon and speak to Johann. I should get back to work. It was a pleasure running into you, Andreas. Oh, the pleasure was entirely mine. You relentless flirt. Keep your voice down. Ha 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 ha. Oh, Peter, just said God bless you. Hey, Andreas. How's it going, Hans? Keeping busy in the fields? I guess. Do you like it? What? Farming. I never really thought about it. Dad says it has to get done whether I like it or not. What do you think about them? I'd empty no thoughts. Uncle Franz said Brigitte might come help with the laundry today. I'm not sure if I've met that person yet. She's Martin's wife, right? She seems nice. She is. Nicer than Veronica, anyway. I wish Brigitte lived here instead of her. Well, you have a good time thinking about your cousin's wife. What? Until later, Hans. Bye. I better see that skinny bottom of yours at the bee, Andreas. I'll see you at the spinning bee. Yes. Alright. Andreas, was just wondering when you'd turn up. The gaggle said you'd come to watch them spin. Between you and me, Hetty's not about to let you go once she's got you in her claws. So I hope you've got a few hours to hunker down and get comfortable. I need to go exhume the body. I'm not about to twist your arm, young Master Mahler, but you be sure to come round before Sunday. Yep, it's time. I guess maybe, I'll see if I can talk to the old lady. Well, if it isn't the late Baron's new best friend. Nice to see you too, Ottilia. Ha, sarcasm, how original. What do you want? You must be bothering me for something. I wanted to ask you some questions about Lorenz Rothvogel's murder. Not the first time Perchte answered my call. You want to know what I think? I'm glad he's dead. I hope whoever killed him gets the abbot next. Maybe burns that entire abbey to the ground. And that's all I have to say about it. What did the Baron do to earn your ire? What did I just tell you, boy? I don't have anything else to say on the matter. The life of an innocent man is at stake, one of the elderly brothers. Can't you spare me a few minutes? You think I care about what happens to some old monk? Puh, idiot. Kill them all, see if I care. Every agent of the church should die. Where's this anger coming from? Is it something I can help with? No! Well, maybe. Don't suppose those skinny arms of yours can hold more than a paintbrush? Hold on, are you asking me to do your chores? Are you too good to help an old woman out? City boy too fancy to collect firewood. What a surprise. I didn't say I wouldn't help. fine. You do some things for me, maybe it'll jog my memory. But it's going to take a while. Lots of things been building up. Things I'm too old to do. You got someplace to be? Wink. I've always got time for you, Otilia. Follow me, then. Handsome young men think they're so smart and clever, like I can't see right through them. Been needing to collect some firewood, but I haven't been able to muster the energy. Do you often have a difficult time gathering wood? I'm an old woman. Everything's difficult, and no one's around to help me, not since my husband died. Now stop yammering on and get to work. This light won't last forever. Okay. Still sucks that they're only allowed to gather sticks. I'd just like to point that out. There are the trees Otto's been felling for the abbot. Break off that branch there, the big one. If you insist. Good. I like an obedient boy. Okay. Technically poaching, but I don't care. They're not going to use it anyway. Eat shit, Journo. Hehehe. That's all the wood I need for a while. Glad we could get you hooked up with your wood, lady. I can't use all these sticks. They're too big. You need to break them down for me. For a common lady, you certainly have the mien of a noblewoman. What was that? Sure, break the sticks. Got it. I need the right side at a certain length, so break them and forget the leftover scrap. What? How long do you need them to be, woman? I'll know it when I see it, and I'll get snapping, boy. I suppose that one is fine. Too short. Maybe I should get a real man to help me. All right. Now come help me back at the house. Are you sure this will be enough wood? What if there's a cold snap? Perhaps we should get more. It will have to be, won't it? Unless you mean to come around again. I'm an old woman living alone, and summer is coming. Soon I'll only need fuel for cooking, not warmth. Don't worry yourself, boy. I'll be fine. If you say so, but I worry about you living alone. I have some mementos from running here. They've gone crooked and I can't reach. Could you hang them for me, Andreas? Easy enough. And please, be careful with my pictures. Some are very fragile. I would hate to lose them to your carelessness. Jeez, lady. Think you could hang those papers on the table? I can't reach. Sure. There you go. That looks all right. Thank you for hanging those. Just one thing. Remove the cross. Are you sure about that? Don't you gainsay me, boy. What do you plan to do with the cross? Destroy it, of course. The church never did anything for me and took nearly all I had. Why should I be made to venerate it? What did the church take from you? What does it matter to you? Just take the thing down like I asked. All right, I guess, if you're sure. Of course I'm sure. You've done what I asked so far. Why are you balking now? Just do it. I'm assuming she didn't mean for me to hang this note. Remember your husband, the pain he carried like Job. The Redbird Flies Matins chapter. Where did this note come from, Ottilia? No idea. I found it on the table the night before Rothvogel died. So if these were all written by the same person, then it would have had to be somebody that knew all of these people's histories. It's looking like maybe Father Thomas is the one, because he's the confessor. He would have heard everybody's confessions. And also be learned enough, maybe. I can barely read it. The writing's too fancy. Keep it if you want. It means nothing to me. I've got one last thing for you to do, if you're willing. A legal document. I need you to read it. The words are too small for my old eyes, and my reading's not so good. I'm not an expert in Bavarian law, but I'll do my best. Good enough for me. Let me see here. Standard introduction, this document shows, etc., etc. Here we are, the meat of the document. It says, due to the recent death of Renin Kemper, his lack of heirs to inherit, your inability to pay fees on the land, your property is forfeit to the church. I'm sorry, Ottilia. Ah! That devil! That monster! This is all the fault of Lorenz Rothvogel. If he were alive, I'd kill him myself. May he... boil in hell for all eternity. I think it's time you tell me what happened with the Baron. Rannig, my husband, he caught that Rothvogel devil riding through our property and told him rightly to leave. The Baron beat my Rannig for it, beat him so savagely that he took a cane to walk. Even his breathing pained him. Never could breathe deep so long as he lived, which wasn't long at all. Jesus, this guy. Good God. That Baron was the worst kind of man, careless and cruel. He knew he could beat my Rannig and suffer no consequences, so he did. We were not even so low as animals to him. We were furniture. And I knew after Rannig died, the church would try to take what little I had left. This document only confirms it. All because of Lorenz Rothvogel. You know, that's a pretty compelling reason for you to have killed him. You said yourself you'd do it if you could. Who's to say you haven't already? Finally, some honesty from you. This was the real purpose of your visit all along. I'm an old woman, Andreas. Even walking from my bed to the door pains me. How could I kill a man in his prime? Not that it matters. I'm sure I'll take the blame for it anyway, just like I'm blamed for every runny nose and thrown horseshoe around here. The people in town can't wait for me to die, and the Abbey vultures hate me for my contempt of them. None of it matters. I don't care what happens to me anymore. Thank you for your help, boy. You're the only one who's come calling since my Rannick passed, do you know? That's sad. Now get out. I need to lie down. Of course, I was glad to help. 19 hours remain? Jeez. Alright. Well, while Andreas goes to find somebody to eat with, I actually think we're gonna go find somebody to raid. Let's see who's live. Oh, looks like Stephen is live. Why don't we go say hi to him? Perfect. That'll be quite fun. I hope that everybody enjoys the raid, and thank you for coming to watch the stream. Probably be back maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday with some more. We'll keep seeing what we can do to solve this murder most foul. Excuse me. Oh, I really like how the menu has changed as we've uncovered more clues. That's quite fun. Anyway, let's go raid. Thank you all very much for being here, and I will see you soon. Take it easy.